In the power alleys, it is 386. Now, Bumbry, the left-hand batter to lead it off. We're about ready to go. Tanana winds and delivers. It is a strike call. They got a curve over. Bumbry in the 2 games has 3 hits and 8 trips. And in the game last night, got all 3 of those. He was 3 for 4. Now Tanana ready to go again. Kicks and delivers. Here's a cut and miss by Bumbry. Strike 2. Tanana, who has suffered a lot of arm trouble, especially this year. He was out a month and a half. Found himself a physical therapist over in Las Vegas who brought him back. Frank gets his side now. Strike 2 pitch to Bumbry. He takes the slow curve. It misses the target, and the count is 1-2 on the Baltimore leadoff man. Well, the Orioles trying to make it 3 straight and win the American League title. The Angels trying to stave them off. Now Tanana checking his sign with Downing, ready to go into action again. The outfield a little bit to left on Bumbry. Here's a pitch. He swings and strikes out.
Oh, Frank Tanana obviously showing all the effects from that earlier arm injury. And you mentioned Ernie R. Well, he picked up a physical therapist in Las Vegas. I wonder if that guy had him pulling those one-arm bandits with his left hand.
Hey, that'll do it, won't it?
Yeah. It'll get you back to the mound quickly.
That'll either make you or break you. Here's Kiko Garcia now, the shortstop, right-hand hitter. Played in the game yesterday and had 2 for 3. The outfield is straight up, 1 out for Baltimore, nobody on. Kiko fouls it back on the screen down below. It's going to be a very enthusiastic crowd here in the Big A. We've still got a lot of daylight left. Sun is really not on the field except in patches. The only real sunshine is up in the far right field corner on the stands. Now Tanana deals again. There's a cut and a miss. He has been swinging so far. Tanana is the son of a Detroit policeman. He was turned down by a lot of Major League ball clubs. They didn't sign him because he had a bad shoulder when he got out of school. But the Angels took a chance, and it repaid them. Here's a strike.
Good fastball just froze Garcia at the plate. He was caught looking. Tanana so far with the excellent fastball. Good fastball.
Here's Ken Singleton batting right-handed. He's the switch batter. 1 for 8 in the 2 games. He had that hit in yesterday's contest. Tanana has pitched 1 game against Baltimore. He started another one and had to leave because of a groin pull. And in that 1 game, he struck out Singleton twice in 2 trips. Here's the pitch. And Ken looks strike call. This big crowd reacting to the strike throwing by the left-hander Tanana. He has been sharp here in the opening moments of this one. 2 out, nobody on for the Baltimores. Here's a pitch in too close. He moved him back. Jim Evans is the plate umpire. Don Denkinger at first base. Al Clark out at second. Greg Kosk is the third base operative. Larry Barnett down the line in left. And Dale Ford is down the line in right. Now the 1-1 delivery. He swings to the bounding ball to third. Lansford has it deep. Long throw to first. He got inside out. 1, 2, 3. At the end of a half inning, Baltimore nothing. California coming to bat.
A big top of the first for Frank Tanana. Struck out 2 and got an easy bounce out. Denny Martinez now walking in from the Baltimore Oriole bullpen located here down the right field side. Martinez, the only Oriole pitcher with a losing record, won 15, lost 16 this year, but he looked like he might win 20 early. But from late June on, things sort of fell apart for Martinez. Not only did he not win 20, but he ended up, as we mentioned, the only pitcher on the Orioles staff with a losing record. And he dropped 8 of his last 9, including the last 4. Despite that losing record, he ended up leading the American League pitchers with 39 starts. Innings pitched, he pitched 292 and a third and had 18 complete games. Overall, he's won 46, lost 36 since he's been with the Orioles. And against the California Angels, the right-handers won 4, and he has lost 3. To recap some of the scoring for you, some of the scores in the National League, Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati 5-2 in 11 innings in that opener over there. And then they won the next game 3-2 in 10. And they won today by a score of 7-1. So the Pittsburgh Pirates are the new champions in the National League. Meanwhile, Baltimore won the first two against the California Angels by scores of 6-3 in 10 and 9-8 yesterday. Now, if necessary, tomorrow, 3:07 p.m. Eastern Time, it'll be the Angels and the Orioles. And if a fifth game is necessary, it'll be Sunday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, the California Angels and the Baltimore Orioles. And, of course, the World Series will be carried on CBS Radio. The opening game will be at the American League City, either in Baltimore or out here in Anaheim. It'll be on Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and you'll get a chance to hear Vin Scully, Sparky Anderson, and also Win Elliott. Well, the Orioles set up defensively with Doug DeCinces over at third base, Kiko Garcia playing at short, Rich Dower at second, Eddie Murray playing first base, Larry Harlow in left, Al Bumbry in center, and Ken Singleton out in right field. Dave Skaggs behind the plate, and Dennis Martinez, the right-hander on the mound. The Orioles also have another Martinez. He's a left-handed reliever, Tippy Martinez. Ernie?
Well, the Angels have to be encouraged by the outing of Frank Tanana in that opening inning. He looked very sharp, and now they send up their leadoff man, Rick Miller, to face the Baltimore right-hander, Denny Martinez. Martinez, one of 7 youngsters. He's from Nicaragua. He's not been in his home country for the last 2 years. Won 15 and lost 16 this season. Outfield is around the left on Rick Miller. Rick went 0 for 4 yesterday and has a 1 hit in 9 fifths in the 2 games of the series. No score last half of the first inning in Anaheim. Baltimore leads in the series 2 victories to none. Martinez delivers. It is a high, hard one wide of the plate. Ball 1 on Miller. Basically a fastball pitcher, Denny Martinez. Also throws a curve, a slider, and a changeup. Now he kicks and delivers, and there's a fly ball to left. It is pricing, maybe foul. It is a foul ball back into the seats. Renicky coming over, but he had no chance at it. 1-1 is the count on Miller. Martinez first joined the Orioles, coming up from Rochester in '76. He won 1 and lost 2 that year. Broke in, making his debut in relief against the Tigers, and got that win in relief. The first Nicaraguan in the Major League. Now Miller stepping in, 1-1 the count on Rick. Formerly of the Boston Red Sox. Left-hand batter waits. Here's the pitch. He takes the half cut, and that's the strike. Couldn't hold up, and it was in the middle of Skaggs. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on him. They've installed a much more simple scoreboard since they've removed the big A scoreboard. Here's a pitch. Swing, and he struck him out. Well, he gave him a changeup that time, Bill White.
Good change breaking ball. Good change curve by Denny Martinez. That's Frank Robinson was saying that part of his trouble during the latter stages of this season was that he did not have a good changeup or good off-speed pitch to go with that good fastball, and obviously he lost something off that fastball.
Well, here's Carney Lansford coming to bat now. Carney had 3 hits his last 3 times up in the game yesterday. Ended up with 3 for 5. He had failed to hit in the first game, so he's picked up 3 hits in 9 fifths in the 2. Right-hander against the right-hander. There's a strike. Mr. Jim Evans said so, the plate umpire. Outfield a little bit to right. And Martinez kicks and delivers. Here's a high chopper over the head of the third baseman to Cincinnati, left field, base hit. He leaped, but he came down empty with that one. And Lansford has the first hit of the game. That's his 4th straight hit for Carney Lansford.
And it was a Baltimore chop playing in to Cincinnati at third base. Went way to his left, could not get to the ball. Bounced over his head for the base hit.
Dan Ford getting a large ovation here from the fans at the Big A as he steps up. Ford has 4 hits in 9 fifths. He and Carew have the pace of hitting attack in these 2 games. And Yesterday, he had 2 for 5. He's had home runs in each of the first 2 innings in the 2 games. So he's up now with 1 on and 1 out. Man on first is Lansford. He has a little bit of a lead over there. Set by Denny Martinez, and the pitch is a fastball outside. Now, once again, Bill, we see the outfields on both teams playing a lot to the opposite side.
And, of course, Ford sets up with that big close stance. He hits mostly the other way.
So to first, over to Eddie Murray. And the runner Lansford back with ease.
Ernie, I think the key for California is to get people on base for Don Baylor. He has not batted that often in this series so far with people on base.
Toward the end of the game yesterday, he had that chance, and he came through. Here's a throw over the first.
And he had the other chance, and wisely, Earl Weaver put him on, decided to pitch to Brian Downey for the final out.
Martinez throwing up on his pitching face out there. They call Ford Disco Dan here. It's a nickname that he says really doesn't fit him. Young man who turns his back around on the pitcher. A man on and the man out. No score first inning in California. Runner goes. The pitch is high. Here's the throw by Skaggs. It is not in time. He had it slow and easily.
Lansford represents, along with Rod Carew, most of the speed on this ball club. And as you mentioned the other day, he might be the fastest runner on the California Angels. He stole 20 bases during the season. He only got caught 8 times. And he got a good jump on Denny Martinez.
Pretty good pitch to run on, too. It was not a fastball. And it came up sort of high. Downing, Skaggs did the best he could, but he couldn't have a chance to get that man to second base. Leaning and waiting on a 2-0 delivery. Man on second base, no score first inning. Here's a low one. It is a curve. 3-0 to count on Dan. Don Baylor waits on deck. It's a warm evening here at the Big A in Anaheim, and not very much of a breeze at the moment. Denny Martinez to the set position at the mound. Pitches. Here's a high foul fly. It will reach the seat back of first base. Ford grew up around these parts, born in Los Angeles. Makes his home in West Covina. He's 27 years old, and most of his big league experience with the Minnesota Twins. This is his first year with the Angels.
And we see that Jim Fregosi turned him loose on that 3-0 pitch.
Well, let's see, about 3-1 now. The man at second base, Lansford leads off. Got a pretty good-sized lead, and Martinez decides he wants to step off the slab for a moment. And Mr. Evans, the plate umpire, calling time. A lot of room between Rennick and the left fielder and the left field foul line. Now the 3-1 delivery upcoming. Nope, he's going to throw to second, and he's safe. It was close. Lansford slid back at first.
Extremely close down there. Well, Baltimore does all those things that make you a winning ball club. Good pickoff move there by Denny Martinez.
And that's got to make that runner think a little bit before he gets a large lead. Ford stepping out. It is still a 3-1 count on Dan Ford. No score opening inning in Anaheim. Banana set down the Orioles 1-2-3. 2 of them on strike. Martinez ready to go to work. Takes his set position. Delivers. Here's a foul fly. Swinging late, and he hits it upstairs on the first base side. 3-2 the count on him. Broke in with the Twins. He had a good year that first year. Batted .280 and had 15 home runs. Made the rookie all-star team. Didn't hit that well again until this season. when he reached the 288 mark as his average over the year. Now the rhythmic applause getting started around us from the Angel fans. No score first inning, man on second. 3-2 pitch to Dan Ford. Coming up, nope. Martinez is going to settle the slab again.
A lot of hesitation here, and you wonder if Denny Martinez and his catcher, Dave Skaggs, are together. Nothing too much positive so far between the catcher and the pitcher.
Now, Ford, meanwhile, has stepped out. He does not want to wait in the batter's box. He'll wait outside and then step back in. He's in there now, and it is a full count pitch. He'll do to him. And here it comes. He swings at the base hit to right field. Lance is coming around third. He's being waved home. Here's the throw by Singleton to the plate. Cut off. The run scores. Throw to second. Out at second base. 1-0 California. Singleton was cut off by Gower, who whipped it to Garcia, and the run scored. 1-0 California.
Well, the Angels coming out cutting and slashing have taken a 1-0 lead. They're playing aggressive baseball with Jim Fregosi giving Dan Ford the green light on a 3-1, and finally he singled to right field, driving in the first one. But once again here, the perfect relay from Singleton to Murray and over to Garcia. They got Ford trying to sneak into second.
So here's Don Baylor up now, and they are 2 down with nobody on, and California's gone in front. Ford's knocked in a run in each of the first 3 games in the first inning. There's a fastball low, ball 1. He did it in the first 2 games with home runs. He did it here with a single. Baylor, with 2 for 4 yesterday, has 2 for 8 in the 2 games. Martinez working very slowly on the mound. Baylor is the DH tonight, and he takes a high one. 2-0 to count on Don. Baylor to be followed by Rod Carew. California jumping in front, 1-0 in the opening inning. Here's a high pop-up back into short left. Garcia, the shortstop, under it. He's got it. And that's all for the Angels, but they take the lead. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 1, California 1, and the Orioles nothing. Willie Stargell, the most nice. Here's Eddie Murray. He'll be batting right-handed now. The switch batter that leaded off, the Baltimore first baseman. 2 for 4 yesterday. He's 2 for 6 for the 2 games, and he'll be facing Frank Tanana. Tanana struck out the first 2 and then got the third one on the bounce out to third base in the opening inning, so he has gone through the first 3 hitters in order. The outfield is straight up on the right-hand batting Eddie Murray. And Eddie swings a foul ball. It's sharply off the barrier in front of the box seats back of third. Talking about Tanana not signing with a lot of major league teams and the Angels taking a chance. As a matter of fact, the first year that he was in baseball, he was at Idaho Falls, and they used him there in 1 game as a pinch runner, and he sat out the rest of the season. That's how bad his shoulder was. But he came back and came back strong. The pitch is in too close. It almost hit Murray, and the count 1-1. Murray's knocked in 4 runs in the 2 games. He and Singleton are tops on the Baltimore club in that department. Orioles lead in victories, 2-1, 2-0. The California's lead in this game, 1-0 at the second inning. There's a curve in too close. 2 balls and a strike. Tanana had a 7-5 record. As I said, he was out about a month and a half on doctor's orders. Here's a swing and a high foul ball. It'll be out of play. Behind the visiting dugout. And a good catch by a gentleman from Riverside, California. They're just about to fill up this ballpark now. It's a 3-tiered stadium and a beauty. Reminds you a lot of Dodger Stadium. Up the road a piece. Here's Murray leaning and waiting on a 2-2 pitch from Tanana. Frank kicks and delivers, and Murray swings. There's another foul. Lifted back of the plate and in the seat. Let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Angels lead 1-0 second inning. Tanana facing Murray. Murray digging into the plate. Tanana gets his sign from Downing. Left hand's one toward the plate. It's swung on and hit foul again. This one in the seat behind the Oriole dugout. About the same spot the one a couple of times ago was.
Frank really mixing his pitches up for Eddie Murray. He's throwing the pitch before that was a good fastball. He's thrown him a couple pretty good curves, and he's taken quite a bit off the fastball, and he's gotten it in a good spot, low and away, and Murray's fouled a couple of those off.
Frank Tanana had to really relearn the art of pitching after he hurt his arm a couple of years ago. Gone a lot more to the breaking pitch, although his fastball has come back somewhat now. And he was throwing hard in the opening inning. He was the Angels' #1 selection in the June 71 draft. Catholic Central High School in Detroit graduate. Murray back in the batter's box, waiting, and Frank delivers. Here's a curve. It is low.
I think laying away from that one pitch has made Eddie Murray that much of a better ball player. When he first came up, they threw him all curveballs and changeups. He couldn't handle it. But in a couple of years, he's really learned to stay away from that curveball bad.
Powerful man in the middle of that Baltimore batting order, and one of the most consistent hitters in the league. Eddie Murray. Now he's got a 3-2 situation. And Tanana deals. There's a swing and another foul that will be out of play. In the outfield for California, Harlow is in left, Miller in center, Ford is in right. In fact, there are two Fords out in right. Dale Ford, the umpire, and Dan Ford, the right fielder. And at third base, Lansford. At shortstop, Jim Anderson. At second base, Gritch. And at first base, Carew. Downing is the catcher, and Tanana on the mound. Well kept, a beautiful ballpark here in Southern California. We're still playing in the daylight now. Tough time for the hitters up here. Here's the pitch. It is a ball. He walked him in too close. Bill, did you have to play many games at the twilight in your days?
Not too many, except in Chicago. In Wrigley Field, you had to play all day games there, obviously because they had no light. But in St. Louis, you couldn't afford to play day games. Too hot, Ernie.
But this is a tough time of the day.
It is.
Right,
it is.
With sort of a half light.
Yeah.
And the artificial lights really don't do that much good at this stage of the evening. Here's Lee May at the plate now. Big, strong right-hand hitter swings. There's a drive to left. It's hooking. It is a foul ball off the barrier. May is 0 for 4 in the two games. He did not play yesterday.
So there are two schools of thought regarding lights and playing at night and playing in the daytime. I always liked playing at day because for some reason the pitches didn't seem as though they got up that quickly. The fastball did not look as fast. At night, the same pitcher looked like he could sneak that ball up on you.
Mm-hmm. Just some people say it's more uniform at night, and maybe the shouters aren't there that might bother you. Here's a strike on the inside corner. Sort of slipped that one over on Lee May. 2 strikes on Lee. Doug DeCinces waiting on deck. It is a 1-0 lead for the Angels. Orioles are batting in the second inning here in Anaheim. Tanana delivers. Here's a foul out of play. Just got a little piece of that one. Hit it back in the dirt. And Jim Evans, the plate umpire, puts the new one in play. Now he'll dust off the plate. Evans and Weaver have had quite a feud going. Evans has termed Weaver the son of Sam of baseball. Here's the set now. There's going to be a toss over to first base. He's back in time. We've got the paid attendance already. 43,199 here. Now the set and the left-handed deals. Here's a fly ball hit into deep center field. Miller going back at the wall, makes the catch, hits the wall, fires the ball backhand, and Murray will retreat and hold at first base. Good running catch by Rick Miller.
And that's why they have him out there. He can cover a lot of ground. We mentioned that he couldn't play in Boston because they had Fred Lynn. But he got a good jump on the ball, made a perfect play.
He caught the ball and then hit that canvas fence out there, bounced back off it, and Murray had plenty of time to get back to first base. That ball was hit well by Lee May, but it's just a long out. Here's Doug DeCinces stepping up now.
Ernie, talking about Freddie Lynn, rumor out here is that the Dodgers want him. Ron Stay and Steve Yeager and Don Sutton.
I heard Mr. Sutton say on TV today that he would not go tomorrow. He might change his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Doug at the plate now, and he takes his strike. Strike one on DeCinces. He had 1 for 3 yesterday, 1 for 3 in the other game, and 2 for 6 in the series. That would be an interesting trade, getting in back in his old home territory.
So we talked to Tommy Latorta, and he said no way. Mm-hmm. He said he leaves that up to Al Campana.
Here's a bounding ball to third. Lansford over to second to Griggs. One. Relay to first. Double. 2 for the price of 1 for the Angels. Nothing across for the Orioles. We go to the last half of the second. California 1, Baltimore nothing.
And right now, Angels have a 1-0 lead, and Frank Sedana looks tough. And they're batting, Ernie.
And here is Rod Carew, the first baseman, left-hand hitter, ready to step up and lead it off. Rod has 4 for 9. Has the most hits on this team. He got his 5th hit and drove home a run in the opening inning. That's how California established its 1-0 lead over Baltimore. They lead them now in the second. Here's DeCinces very close on the grass at third base, expecting perhaps a bunt from Rod Carew. Relaxed left-hand batter up at the plate, and Denny Martinez delivers. Here's a bounding ball to short. Garcia gobbles it up, flips it over to first Eddie Murray in time. 1 pitch and 1 away in the California second. Brian Downing, a fine young catcher for California, stepping up. He's had 1 for 8 in the 2 games. He got that 1 hit yesterday, had 1 for 4.
Ernie, talking about Kiko Garcia yesterday, he had 9 assists and 11 total chances. At shortstop, both of those American League Championship Series records. 9 assists and 11 total chances for Kiko.
A lot of work. Downing opens up that stance per usual, and Martinez delivers. It is a strike call. Talking with Ralph Salvone, the Baltimore trainer, he says if Belanger's ready to play if they need him. He's had some trouble with his shin. 1-0 California leading, second inning. It's in the dirt. 1-1 now, the count on Downing. Outfield is playing him around to right a little bit. Waiting on the next delivery. Here it comes, and he takes the curve that gets across. 1-2, the count on Brian Downing. Downing in high school was 5'7" and weighed 150. Didn't make his high school team until his senior year. Waiting on the next delivery. Here it comes. He swings as the line drive hit the right field. Singleton takes it on 1 hop, and Downing is on with a single.
Martinez threw 2 good breaking balls to Brian Downing and had him off stride, then tried to sneak the fastball by him, and Downing was right on it.
Bobby Griggs stepping up now, the veteran second baseman. Bobby 0 for 3 yesterday, has 1 for 6 in the 2 games. That's the 3rd hit for California off Martinez. They've all been singles. California scored in the opening inning with 1 out. Lansford single stole second, rode home on a single by Ford. And that's the story in the game so far. Downing getting a slight lead at first, Murray holding on the bag. It's a low outside breaking ball, ball 1. Bobby Griggs squared the bunt then. There is 1 away. Now he's looking at his third base coach, Bobby Knopf, and Doug DeCinces now moves in a little bit closer there. And they've got the keystone combination up almost halfway. Garcia, the shortstop, and Dow, the second baseman. Martinez steps and pitches. It is a wide one. He's keeping that ball low and away on Bobby. And he's missed the strike zone with the first two pitches to him. One run, 3 hits, no errors for California. Baltimore, no runs, no hits, and no errors. It's inning number 2 at the Big A in Anaheim. Martinez delivers. There's a high fly ball, short right field, going back down, coming in is Singleton. Singleton's there now under it, has it. And back to first retreats Downing. That'll make it 2 down, a man on first. And the left-hand batting outfielder, Larry Harlow, will be stepping up. The voice of John Ramsey, the fine PA men in the country, naming us the lineup and the batting orders here in the Big A.
They ought to be able to hear him in Baltimore.
Yeah. Harlow is 0 for 4 for the 2 games. He played in the first one, but not the one yesterday. Came up but didn't have a time at bat. He walked yesterday. Now the set by Martinez, and the pitch is a strike call. Feel a little bit to left on him. A little smoggy out toward the mountains, but you can see the outline in the back of the left field area here of the hills. Here's a ball in too close. He missed the inside corner, 1-1. Jim Anderson, the shortstop and number 9 hitter, waiting on deck for Jim Fragosi's ball club. The fans at the Big A trying to get their rhythmic applause started again. Not much of a lead for Downing at first base. He draws the throw anyway and gets back standing. Don Denkinger right over there on top of the play. Now Martinez to the set. Flips it to first again. Again, Downing is back safely.
Either Brian is thinking about stealing or he's got too big a lead.
Harlow waiting on the 1-1 delivery. He's been waiting a while. Here it comes. He swings as he slicing drive to left. Renicky there gloves it. And that retires his side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left for California. At the end of 2, the Angels won, the Orioles nothing.
California leading 1-0. A single by Carney Lansford stole a base, and Dan Ford drove in his 4th run of the series to give the Cal Angels that 1-0 lead. Tanana's been tough so far. He has struck out 2, walked 1, walks to Eddie Murray leading off the second, but he enticed Doug DeCinces to bounce into a double play. So the left-hander has pitched to a minimum amount of men here through the first 2 innings. And we're in the 3rd, 1-0 California Angels, and here's Ernie Harwell.
Miss White, Gary Renicky will lead it off. He had 98 hits over the last season, and 25 of those were home runs. So about more than 1/4 of his hits were home runs.
They call him solo.
Yeah,
19 of those were without people on base.
Isn't that something? He's been out with a bad elbow. He was hit in batting practice by Chisholm about a week ago, but he's okay. Right-hand batter at the plate. Gary Renicky facing Frank Tanana. Tanana's faced him 3 times this year and struck him out all 3. Here's a curve in for a strike. Outfield is playing him straight away, and they're punching him toward the middle. Renicky batted .261 for the season. And there's a strike called inside corner fastball above the knees. The kind of pitch the manager likes to see his pitcher throw. Down in close and a lot of smoke on it. Renicky leaning and waiting on the next delivery from the left-handed Tanana. It's a change-up and he fouled it away.
I don't think Tanana wanted to throw that 0-2 pitch for a strike. He sort of shook his head after Renicky fouled it off.
I think he got it in close, and Renicky was sort of hitting self-defense, too. Let's see what it'll give him now with 2 strikes. There's one on the inside. He knocks it down to third. Lansford picks it up, so to Carew, gets him. Routine out, and there's one up and one down. Tanana has sent down the regulation 7 despite a walk to Murray in the second inning. He led off, and then was a race on a double play. Now, Rich Dower, the right-hand batting second baseman, moves up to face Tanana. Rich did not get a hit yesterday. He was collared in 4 trips. He has 1 for 7 for the 2 games. Outfield straight up and the infield back. Dower takes a change up over. Skaggs is waiting on deck. Dower cut, base hit to the field. He reached out, looked like a curveball, and hung up a little bit, and slapped it through the box.
Stayed right up, didn't break at all, and Dower jumped all over it.
Dower on first. He's the first man to get a hit off Frank Tanana. And now here comes Skaggs. Dave Skaggs, right-hand batter. Batted .248 for the season. He had 1 home run hit on the last day. He has 14 runs batted in. He played in 63 games. And he always catches Dennis Martinez. At least he did this year and most of last year. There's a pitch for a strike. That seems to be a favorite spot for Tanana on those right-hand hitters.
Right inside on the corner. That ball must be tailing back over the inside corner because Skaggs is backed away from the plate.
Now Carew holding on the bag with Dower. And Skaggs hits a fly ball into short right center. Here comes Miller. He's there. He gloves it. Back to first goes Dower. That'll make it 2 down for Baltimore in their third inning. The Angels lead them 1-0. And here's the top of the Baltimore batting order up again, Al Bumbry. California scored in the opening inning. With 1 out, Lansford single, stole second, came home on a single by Dan Ford. And that's the story so far tonight in Anaheim. We've still got daylight out here. Still some sun. It's a weak one now. Shining up into the upper deck. Gets the big A out in the right field sector. Fastball low and outside. Bumbry wants the baseball inspection. Evans will toss that one out, a reject. Game 3 of the American League playoff. Pittsburgh has already copped the National League pennant. We send congratulations to Mr. Tanner and company for their triumph over Cincinnati in 3 straight. Row to first, he's back in time. Lansford in close. Bumbry likes to try to bunt his way on at times. Been a big help to this ball club after being out a good bit of the year before. Left-hand batter waiting. The pitch is swung on as they drive to left. Coming is Harlow, and he bats it too high. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, 1 man left. We go to the last half to third. Angels 1, Orioles nothing.
Watching Frank Tanana pitch so far, looks like Dave Garcia might be right. One thing I've noticed, Ernie, the first inning when Tanana struck out 2 out of 3, he had the good fastball, but the last couple of innings he's relied on his changeup and also the curveball. Now, what that means, I don't know. Perhaps he wants to stay out there and pitch the full 9, or perhaps he no longer has that velocity on that fastball. It'll be interesting to see just what happens as we go along.
Well, I think as these innings roll by, we'll find out. 1-0. The Angels in the lead. They have 1 run, 3 hits. The Baltimore Orioles, 0 runs and 1 hit. Neither team has made a bobble here at the Big A in Anaheim. Great to see Gene Autry, the old cowboy, toss out the first ball of the ball game. I started to say the first ball of the season, but not quite.
Well, they wish the season maybe we're just starting again, down 0-2.
Here's Anderson. The rookie shortstop batting, and he takes the strike. He's 0 for 5 in the 2 games, looking for his first hit. Denny Martinez on the mound. Denny got got off to a great start. Looks like he might be the Cy Young Award winner. Then he slumped toward the end of the year. Now the right-hander delivers. Here's a curve, and he took a cut. Strike two. Evans checking with Denking of the first base ump. And Don said, yep, he went across on that one. Angels got a run in the opening inning. It's held up for the first two innings. They're batting in the third. After Anderson, they go to the top of the batting order, Rick Miller, and then Carney Lansford, who scored that only run of the game. Well, Anderson is not quite ready to get back in there. They're playing him to hit the ball late. The outfield around the right. Martinez checking his sign. There's a swing and a miss. The ball is dropped by Skaggs, and he throws to first base, and Anderson was going the other way. He was headed back to the dugout.
And he was headed back to the dugout in a hurry for some reason after he swung and missed that pitch. It was down in the dirt, kicked over towards the Orioles dugout on first base. Anderson took off and ran to the California Angel dugout. Maybe he didn't want to get too embarrassed. I don't know.
I don't think he had a chance to make it to first anyway, but usually they start down here.
Well, make him throw it. Might throw it away.
Here's Rick Miller at the plate. He struck out the first time he batted against Martinez. So Dennis has picked up a couple of strikeouts. There's a bombing ball to short. Chico Garcia. He went to his far side over to his second and went right to his leg. It'll be an error charge to Chico.
Well, the only difference, Garcia and Belanger has a sure hand and the sure arm, and Garcia's made 27 errors this year. And he certainly misplayed that one, allowed it to go right between his legs for an error.
Well, here's Lansford, who had a single and scored the game's only run his first time out. He's had hits his last 4 trips. Man on first. That's Rick Miller. He's a good base runner. One man down, and Lansford takes an outside fastball on away. It was the California Angels number 3 draft in 75. As a younger brother with the Toronto Blue Jays farm system. Here's a toss over to first to Murray, but Miller back in time. Still daylight here in Southern California. There's a swing and a high fly ball lifted to deep left center. Renicky way back there, and he makes the catch in front of the warning track. Here's the tag. Miller going to second. The throw. He is out. It's a double play. Dower cover took the throw from Renicky, and it's a double play, and that's all for California. No runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left, and it's the end of 3. It's the Angels 1 and the Orioles 7.
Tanana holding a 1-0 lead at the end of 3. He's given up just 1 base hit to Baltimore, and he'll have to pitch here in the 4th to Dan Ford. Check that. He'll have to pitch here in the 4th to Kiko Garcia. He doesn't want to pitch to his own man, especially Ford. He's had a good series. Kiko Garcia, the shortstop, Ken Singleton, the right fielder, and then the Baltimore Oriole first baseman Eddie Murray. We'll keep trying to watch Tanana, see if he is going to stay away from that fastball or they go with it again. Started off early with the fastball and picked up a couple of strikeouts, but he's been tricking them the last couple of innings, Ernie.
That's right, and while you were talking there, Mr. Shea Torrance, the excellent organist here, was giving out a little twilight time, because that's what it is here now. I remember when I was a youngster in Atlanta and watched that Rose Bowl, it'd be dark, and I never could figure out how they could play in the daylight. Wasn't watching, really. I was listening on the radio in those days. Here's Kiko at the plate now. He struck out his first time up. And Tanana delivers. Here's a bounding ball to short. Anderson goes deep. Has it. Long throw. He is out at first. He pulled Carew off the bag. Carew came out and made the tag.
Garcia made a good try trying to slide around Carew, but Rod got the ball down and just tipped him on the shoulder as he went by.
Here comes Ken Singleton, the switch batter, batting right-handed. Play him straight up. He's a man who's a consistent hitter and also hits with power.
Done a pretty good job holding him down so far, though. He's 1 for 9 in the series.
Tough man to contain. He takes a curve. It's in a little bit, and it is a ball one count on Ken. Oh, Tanana started him off for the slow one. See what we'll give him on this one. California leads, fourth inning, 1-0 over Baltimore. Here's a fly-ball foul out of play upstairs. Murray waiting on deck. We're in the heavy part of Earl Weaver's batting order right now. When I got to the ballpark, Earl Weaver and his coach Ray Miller and Belanger were watching the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game, the final stages of it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He pulled the trick of his tune on that one. Still throwing that close stuff to him, Bill. He pulled the trick of his tune on that one. Still throwing that close stuff to him, Bill.
Had him out front. Singleton is not too easily fooled. Although he walks a lot, he also strikes out a lot. He struck out 108 times this year.
One out, nobody on. 1-0 California. Tanana winds and delivers. Here's the fastball fouled away. He jammed him on that one. Singleton, unlike a lot of ball players, learned to switch hit very early. He did it when he was 4 years old, so he's a long-time switch batter. We have case histories of many others who do it after they get started, some even after they reach the major leagues.
Eddie Murray.
Right. Now Singleton waits. Here it comes. He swings as they drive to right center, going over his Ford, racing for it. He can't get it. It's up against the wall. Singleton going for two, and he digs in and slides for the double. That will be the second hit off Tanana. He went to the opposite field and did a line drive up the alley.
I mentioned, Ernie, although Singleton strikes out quite a bit, he's on the baseball. He doesn't get fooled too often. He doesn't get caught out front on the front foot because he waits on the ball well, and by waiting, he can hit the ball that way. Both left-handed and right-handed. Well, as a left-handed hitter, he'll hit the ball in left center field quite a bit.
Here's Eddie Murray who's stepping in now, and the Orioles have a scoring chance, really the first one they've had off Tanana. Against Tanana this year, in that only game we told you about, Tanana pitched against the Orioles. Murray had 2 for 3. Batting right-handed, and he swings, and there's a fouling ball to left into the base hit. Singleton hesitates, now goes to third, and will have to be held there. With the ball hit in front of him, he hesitated for a moment and then came on to third base.
Well, he thought Carney Lansford was going to get to that ball. Lansford moved quickly to his left and dove for the ball, simply could not get it, went under the glove out to left field, and that little bit of hesitation kept Ken Singleton from scoring.
Now, Lee May stepping up now, and Tanana finds himself in trouble for the first real time. May hit a fly ball to Miller in deep right center, the first trip. They're going to play the infield back in double play depth. Carew will hold on the bag with the runner, Eddie Murray. Singleton, the man at third, is not a fast runner. Oh, at this stage, Tanana would like to get the double play or the strikeout. Outfield is straight up and deep on Lee May. 1-0 California. The pitch is in too close for the fastball. Now the pitch on the way. There's a drive to left. That'll tie the ball game. Singleton coming home, and is stopping at second is Murray. It is a 1-1 deadlock in the fourth inning. Singleton is double. Murray single, the single by May, putting the Orioles even with the California Angels. That's May's first hit in the series, and the pitching coach Sherry coming out now.
Larry Sherry out, and he's got somebody warming up in the bullpen, Don Ossie, whom they picked up from the Boston Red Sox. Right-handers out throwing. As Larry Sherry goes out, and he's talking to Frank Tanana. Again, you watch pitching patterns, and I think Tanana now is trying to go back to that fastball and sneak it by somebody, and obviously he can't do it. A double by Singleton, a single by Eddie Murray, with Singleton holding at third base, and then Lee May really ripped a hard shot to left field, scoring Singleton, Murray having to hold at second. So Sherry goes back to the California Angel dugout, and Doug DeCince steps in.
Here's the sensei, and Tanana in trouble. The conference is over. He is protecting the Angels now. It is a 1-1 tie. Runners at first and second, and the pitch is swung on and lifted into fairly deep center field. Miller going back. He's there waiting. He makes the catch. Here's the tag. Murray will cruise into third base, and May will go back and hold it first. That'll put a man at first and a man at third with two down for Baltimore. It'll bring up Gary Renegade, who bounced to Lansford at third base his only trip. Well, the quiet crowd right now at the Big A. They did their cheering in the opening inning when the Angels scored their first run. The Orioles have come up with their first one. We've got a 1-1 deadlock. Tanana delivers. It is a strike on the inside corner. There's that fastball flipping over.
And once again, Reineke, like Skaggs, backed off. That fastball evidently came back in on the inside corner. Time is called now. Bobby Gritz, the second baseman, wants to talk to Frank Tanana. He probably wants to know just what Tanana wants to do here with Reineke so that he can set up at second base, whether it gets a little bit closer to second or move back a little bit closer to first base.
Play a good bit over to the right towards second, and he's playing deep. 2 out, 2 on. The Baltimore threatening to break the 1-1 tie. It's the fourth inning. There's a strike.
We mentioned Bobby Gritch hurting his back, lifting up the air conditioner out here. And Bobby, he wants to make sure he knows the location of that pitch because he wants to cheat just a little bit. If that ball is inside, naturally he wants to take a step or two towards second base. And if Tanana's going to throw that ball away, he wants to be a little bit the other way because obviously he does not have the range that he used to have.
A little discussion after that pitch. Reneke stepped out and said a word or two to the plate umpire Jim Evans. Here's Tanana to the set position. The left-hander delivers. There's a ball that hit him.
The worst time to hit anybody with the count, no balls, 2 strikes. He wanted to run that ball in on him and back him off with the intention maybe of going away with the next pitch, but just kept bearing in on Reineke, and he could not get out of the way. Reineke wearing that helmet that has the sort of half football mask on it.
Yeah, that's right. He was hit in the face early in the season. That ball seemed to hit him on the elbow that he'd been ailing with anyway. Now the bases are loaded, and Dower, who had 1 hit in the third inning, 1 for 1, steps up. The game tied 1-1 in the fourth. Tanana trying to pitch out of trouble here. Outfield is straight up on the right hand, batting Rich Dower, and there's one in close. It's ball 1. Skaggs is waiting on deck. He's another right-hand hitter. Frank breezed along in the first 3 innings. He's hit a snag here in the fourth. Here's the pitch. It's a strike and about the knees.
Now, despite the fact that he bat down in the batting order, Rich Dower led this ball club in game-winning runs batted in. He had 14. He had more than Eddie Murray or Ken Singleton or Lee May.
Now waits on a 1-1 delivery from the left-hander Frank Tanana. Here it comes. Dower swings, fly ball to center field. Miller waiting. He's got it. 1 run on 3 hits. They also had a hit batsman. No errors. 3 runners are left. We go to the last half of the fourth. Orioles won, the Angels won.
2-12. Well, the Orioles tying the ball game up here at top of the fourth with a run on 3 base hits, but they left the bases loaded. You got to wonder now. Tanana threw a lot of pitches in that fourth inning, and how long he can go along, remembering that he has been troubled by a bad left arm this year. Denny Martinez now finishing his throws. He'll pitch to Dan Ford, Don Baylor, and Rod Carew for the Angels. As this ball game is tied 1-1, we're the bottom half of the fourth inning, and here's Ernie Harwell.
Bill White, Dan Ford has more hits than any other batter in the series. He picked up an RBI single in the opening inning, and he has 5 hits to his credit now. And he is a .500 hitter right now in the 2 games and a fraction. He has 5 for 10. Building here at the Big A. Now it is a 1-1 tie. Last half of the 4th inning. Ford, Baylor, and Carew, the middle part of the batting order for the Angels. Outfield playing him to hit the right again. And Dennis Martinez, the Baltimore right-hander, serves. Here's a high, hard one. Ball 1, the count on Dan Ford. Almost no breeze here at the moment. It's a rather warm night in Anaheim. Denny Martinez taking his time, gets his sign from his catcher Skaggs and works again. Ford swings and misses. He was shooting for the Boondocks on that one.
He took a Reggie Jackson swing. After he missed it, he spun around, ended up on his knees. Very seldom to see anybody make contact when they swing that hard.
Does anybody swing any harder than Reggie Jackson?
Well, trying to think. On occasions, no. Reggie, I think every once in a while he just wants to air it out.
Ben Oakley does a pretty good job. Al Kaline used to cut hard. He believed in swinging the utmost.
How about Cliff Johnson?
Oh, you know it. 1-1 pitch. He takes a curve that is low, 2-1. The Skaggs returning and conversing with Evans after that call. I think Earl Weaver's had a few long-distance conversations on the dugout over there with the plate umpire Evans tonight. Now the pitch on the way. He swings a foul, lifted into the seat over on the first base side upper deck. 2-2 is the count on him. Martinez stepping off the mound now. A little tip for the Rosenbag. Rubbing up that baseball. Most pitches use the Rosenbag. Once in a while you run across one who will not. Early Win, I don't think, did. Some pitchers feel like the rosin on the fingers interferes with the feeling of the ball. Waiting on a 2-2 delivery. He takes an inside pitch. That was a close.
Breaking ball just missed inside. Talking about rosin and the pitchers wanting to use it or not. How about Jim Bunning? He liked to use the pine tar.
Yeah.
You had Jim a few years over in Detroit.
And they claimed he liked to use the belt buckle.
He was a great competitor, Jim Bunning.
Fantastic. That falling out of the tree motion he had, too. Threw the ball and fell over to first base. But it worked for him. Ford is waiting. Here it comes. He swings as a fly ball to right. Singleton backing up in the corner. Has room. Makes the catch. That's the warning track. He hit it pretty well, but Singleton caught it on the track. Here's Don Baylor. Don with that great year. Leading the league in RBIs, among others. He runs well. He's a fine fielder. His only shortcoming is his throwing arm. He had a football injury in high school in Texas, and he's never really been able to throw with the best. But he's a great competitor and a great athlete. He popped the shortstop his first time at bat. 1-1 tie, 4th inning. Baylor takes the strike outside corner. The Angels have 3 hits. They got 2 of them in the first inning. Plus the stolen base to score a run. The other hit came in the second. All 3 have been singles. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Deep left center, maybe. It's way back, and it is out of here. A home run for Baylor. 2-1 California.
Fans are happy as they take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Martinez got that ball a bit out over the plate, and it was not his good riding fastball. And once you pitch Baylor out there, you're in trouble. You got to try to throw that fastball in on him to try to tie him up inside. No doubt about that one. Well over the 370-foot mark in deep left center field.
Well, they're making a lot of noise here now. The Californians lead it 2-1. Here's Rod Carew. He bounced too short his first hit. There's a drive to center. Base hit for Rod. Put a man on with a man out. 2-1, California leading.
Dave Skaggs, the catcher now, trying to slow things down here. These California Angel fans making a lot of noise. Skaggs goes out. He wants to talk to Martinez. He's joined out there by Doug DeCente. He doesn't want to let this ball game get away from Dennis Martinez.
That home run by Baylor was the third home run by California. Ford had the other two. And all three have come with the bases empty. Here's Downing. He singled to right his first time up. And listen to the noise from this crowd here at Anaheim. Ball low. It gets by Skaggs. Bounds out in front a little bit to his right, and he retrieves it. There's no advance. Carew holds at first base. 5 California hits by 5 different batters. Starting with the number 2 hitter, Lansford, then the number 3 hitter, Ford, the Baylor, the 4th hitter, and Carew, the 5th hitter, and Downing, the 6th hitter. So they have 1 hit apiece. Off the right-hand slant of Dennis Martinez. 1 out, 1 on. There goes the runner. The pitch is taken. They throw to second. He is safe at second base.
A good jump on Martinez. And the Orioles now have some action going in their bullpen. Sammy Stewart, a right-hander, gets up and starts throwing.
Gower, who covered on that one, protested to the umpire, Al Clark, but he didn't get anywhere with it. The Angels lead. Each team has scored a run here in the 4th inning. Downing at bat. 2-0 pitch coming up to Bryan. He swings and fouls it away. A little mad at himself about fouling that one off.
Bryan playing with a sore thumb. Earl Weaver said yesterday that's one of the reasons he walked Don Baylor. Although I don't believe it. He just didn't want to pitch to Baylor with those people out there to win the ball game. He would rather pitch to Downing. But in the papers here, it said, Weaver said, I'd rather pitch to Downing because he's got the sore thumb.
Merv Retman said he's always hurt. If he's not, we hit him with a fungo bat. Stewart working the bullpen for Baltimore. 2-1 count on Brian Downing. Martinez steps and deals. Here's a swing and a foul back to the screen. Crowd has come to life here at the Big A. The home run by Baylor, followed by Carew's single. He stole second. 2 stolen bases now for California. The other man who scored, Lansford, had stolen second in the 1st inning. Downing, open stance hitter, waiting on the 2-2 delivery from Denny Martinez. Set for the right-hander, the pitch. Swing and a bounding ball hit on the right side. Dower gloves it, tosses to Martinez, the pitcher covering, and he's out. He almost didn't get there in time, Martinez.
Good play by Denny, though. The first baseman, Eddie Murray, went a little bit too far to his right. Saw he couldn't get back to first base, so he got out of the way. And when Dower picked the ball up, he took his time and threw the ball almost just a little bit behind Martinez when he made the play.
And that got Carew over to third base. With 2 down, and Bobby Gritch trying to deliver him home. Gritch hit a fly ball to Singleton in right, his only trip. Man at third, but 2 down, so they can play the infield back. 2-1, California leading here. Another close one between these 2 rivals. The champions of the East, Baltimore, the champions of the West, the Angels. Pittsburgh has won its playoff series from Cincinnati. The Pirates swept it in 3. Martinez to the set position, delivers. Rich takes a strike, breaking ball inside corner.
Last time Pittsburgh appeared in a championship series back in 1971 when they beat the Giants 3 straight after losing the opener.
They'll sure be a worthy opponent for whichever one of these teams makes it representing the American League.
They might even play against the National Football League with Parker and Stargell, a couple big fellas there. Matlock isn't too small.
Strike one, the count on Bobby Grit. 2 out, a man at third. That's Carew over there. It is low and outside with a fastball. 1-1, they count on Bobby.
Good to see Ernie Willie Stargell having another fine year.
Yes, he's been fabulous. Grit stands deep, feet rather close together. Likes to move into the pitch. He stands in the far corner of the batter's box. Here's the pitch. He takes the strike. That'll send across and grab the outside corner going by. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bobby Grit. The game is necessary tomorrow. It'll be Chris Knapp, a right-hander for California. Scott McGregor, the Baltimore left-hander. Knapp won 5 and lost 5 during the year, and McGregor had a 13-6 record. 1-2 pitch now coming up to Grit. He struck him out. He looked at that one and broke over for strike 3. So the Angels get 1 and leave a man at third. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. And at the end of 4 in California, the Angels 2, Baltimore 1. Well, here we go now. The Baltimores are coming to bat in the 5th inning. Frank Tanana, who struck out the first 2 batters, has not had a strikeout since then. He's walked 1 and struck out 2 over the course of 4 innings. California got a run in the first on a single by Lansford. He stole second, came home on Ford's single. They got their second run on Baylor's home run in the 4th inning. Baltimore scored in the 4th on a double by Singleton. A single by Murray got him to third. He scored on a single by May. There's a strike called on the right-handed batting catcher, Dave Skaggs. Skaggs flied to center fielder Miller his only time at bat. Right-hand hitter against the left-hander Tanana. There's a foul fly to reach the seats back at first base. 2 strikes, the count on Skaggs. Native of Santa Monica, California, makes his home in Cockeysville outside of Baltimore now. Scandinavian descent, this young man. Leaning and waiting now. Strike 2 pitch from Tanana. He backs him off, but it is in close for a ball. 1-2. For Skaggs with the Orioles. He has not caught a great deal. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. Swinging a bounding ball, foul just outside the bag at third. Baltimore has won the first 2 games of this series. Both of them were thrillers. 3-run homer, the 10th inning, won the first one. Home run up the bat of Lowenstein. And Baltimore held on to win it 9-8 yesterday. After having a 9-1 lead, there's a foul out of play again. 1-2, the count on Skaggs. 4 Baltimore hits, 3 of them came in a row in that 4th inning. Tanana settled down after those 3 hits and got the side out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He swings to the ground ball at the short. Grabbed by Anderson, throw to Carew, got him. This is a slow roller, and Anderson made a good play. Here comes Bumbry, the leadoff man. He's over 2. Well, struck out to start the ball game. He fired to left fielder Harlow in the 3rd inning. Once again, Lansford's going to play in close at third base. Tanana pitching to a left-hand hitter. He winds and delivers. The curve is outside. That was almost sidearm that time. About as much as he'll go sidearm. Frank gets his sign, goes to work. It is a fastball in too close. 2-0, the count on him. One season, Tanana led the league in strikeouts. Back in 75. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high chopper, hit the shortstop. Anderson blows it. Throw to Carew. He is out. Humphrey gets down the line in a hurry.
Good play by Carew. Good play by Carew, too, Ernie. He had to stretch to his right toward right field and dig that ball out of the dirt.
Shown us some good first basing in these 3 games. Rod Carew has.
So is the other guy, Eddie Murray. He's done a pretty good job moving around.
Here's Kiko Garcia. He struck out and bounced to his counterpart, Anderson at shortstop. 2-1, the California leading. It's the 5th inning, Baltimore at bat. One that hits the mark. Strike 1 on Kiko. Outfield straight up. And the infield back, except for Lance, but he's even with the bag at third. Swing and a miss. He was fooled badly on that one. An indecisive swing by Kiko.
That was an indecisive throw by Tanana. He shook his head after he threw it. I don't know if that was a change-up or just a fastball that sailed up and away.
Now the pitch on the way. He swings and he'll foul this one out of play. 1-2 the count on him. Singleton waiting on deck for the Birds. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for California. Baltimore 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. The difference in the ball game right now is the home run by Baylor. He broke the tie with a home run in the 4th inning with nobody on. Each one of these clubs blessed with some good home run hitters. Kiko Garcia waits down the Tanana delivery. There's a ball that's close outside. 2-2 the count on Garcia. Native Californians in this game on both teams.
Well, they play here all year round. One big plus.
Here's the pitch. It's a swing and a miss. Looking out. Third strikeout for Tanana. He cuts them down 1, 2, 3 in the 5th inning, and it's the end of 4 1/2 in California. The Angels 2, the Orioles 1.
In the bottom of the 5th, it's Angels 2 runs, 5 hits. They've played airless baseball. The Baltimore Orioles 1 run on 4 base hits, and they have made 1 miscue. Larry Harlow batting for the Cal Angels, and here's Ernie Harwell.
And Bill White, they've got a gentleman, a fan for the Angels roaming through the stands. He's got on an angel costume with wings and a halo, and he's holding up a dead bird.
Well, that bird isn't dead yet. You better be careful.
Here's Harlow at the plate now against Denny Martinez. And he takes the pitch in too close. We've seen a trend in baseball in the last several years where the fans are getting a lot more to be participants in the game.
You're being entertained throughout in the seats rather than on the field.
Right. Now the left-handed batter waiting. The pitch is in too close, and the count on Harlow is 2-0. Anderson will follow, and then they'll go to the top of the batting order, Rick Miller. California with a run in the 1st and a run in the 4th. Baltimore got their run in the 4th inning. 2-1, the Angels. Baltimore trying for 3 straight wins. California trying to hold them off here tonight. Now the pitch. He swings as a chopper, wide at first, short hop by Murray. He underhands to Martinez. The pitcher covers and makes the play. Harlow is out, first to pitcher.
And you mentioned good first base play. Murray short hopped that ball and tossed it underhanded, perfect for Denny Martinez.
Here's Anderson. He struck out the only time he's been to bat. And young Anderson is still looking for his first hit in this series. He's 0 for 6 now. Right-handed batter waiting on Martinez. Martinez wants to go back to the Rosenbach for a moment. Anderson's been with his club only a year and a half. This was his first full year with him. And he takes the curve in for a strike.
think since Fergosi, they've really been trying to find a shortstop out here at California. Used a lot of people.
Sure have. Outfielder is around to right on the youngster. One out, nobody on. 2-1 California leading. There's a line shot right center field. He got his first hit. He taps his hands as he runs down to first base. Makes the turn and holds on with a single. One hit in the series. He's 0 for 2 in this game. He struck out and been saved on the order by Kiko Garcia. 6 hits for California by 6 different batters. 4 hits by Baltimore, and they've been picked up 1 apiece by 4 different batters. 1 on and 1 out. California leading. Last half of the 5th inning at Anaheim. This Sensei in close to third base. Miller takes a strike outside corner. No breeze right now. It is dark. That's the big A in Anaheim. 7:04 out here on the scoreboard clock. Anderson edging off the bag at first base. Murray holding over there with him. Miller swings, base hit, right field. Fires it behind him to Dower, and there are 2 men on for the Angels.
And Single's reputation, kept Anderson at second base. I think anyone else might have tried to go on to third base, but Anderson, knowing that Singleton has a rifle out there, decided to hold over at second base. I believe Ken Singleton and Dwight Evans of the Boston Red Sox, 2 people who can really get that ball in from right field. Earl Weaver now going out to the mound. He had nobody warming up. He had earlier Sammy Stewart throwing, and now he's got some action out in the Oriole bullpen, located here out in right field. And Rick Dempsey is also jogging out there. He caught the first 2 ball games as Weaver out on the mound talking to Denny Martinez. Now Weaver spins around, jogs back to the Baltimore Oriole dugout.
Now for the Angels, they've got a 2-1 lead in the 5th inning with 1 man down, and Lansford, who's had a single and hit a fly ball that was turned into a double play, will be the batter. Stewart begins to throw now in the Baltimore bullpen. Lansford swings. There's a little pop fly back at first. Murray chasing. Dower goes over. Murray can't hold the ball. Territory, and the bases are loaded for California.
An error charge to Eddie Murray on that little pop-up down the right field line. Eddie backed up, and it looked like the ball sailed away from him, the same way the ball sailed away from Bobby Grich in Baltimore, and Murray came up short. He might have been watching Rich Dower, who was over there with him. Dower running right behind him. And the ball fell. We've got the bases loaded. Big break for the California Angels.
I think Dower's presence did have an effect on him, Bill, because he somewhat shot away from him, and they almost collided. Well, the bases are loaded with Angels. They've got a 2-1 lead over the Birds. It's the last half of the 5th inning with 1 man down. The most productive hitter in the California lineup stepping up, that's Dan Ford. He singled in a run in the 1st inning. He tied the deep right to Singleton in the 4th. Anderson, Miller, and Lansford are on the bases for the Angels. The outfield is to right on Dan Ford. Martinez, the right-hander, sets and deals. Here's a chopper hit to second base. Dower touches second, throw to first. He slides, he's out. It is a double play, so Baltimore came up with a big double play, and the inning is over. Dower unassisted at second over to Murray, and that chokes off the Angel threat in the 5th inning. No runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base, and at the end of 5, it is California 2, Baltimore 1.
Well, the Orioles have made a couple of miscues in this ball game. They almost got hurt by the last one, the error on the first baseman. Eddie Murray. We've been talking about what great play we've been asking at first base, and Murray let that little popper bounce out of his glove. But Rich Dower coming up with the double play and getting the Orioles out of trouble, so we're in the sixth now, and California leading 2-1, and here's Ernie Harwell.
Good play by Dower, too, Bill, because he immediately went to the bag, touched it, and then fired to first to double up the batter. And that got him out of deep trouble. 2-1, California leading. Singleton, who doubled in the fourth inning and eventually scored Baltimore's only run, will lead off. He's 1 for 2 against Tanana. And batting right-handed, he takes a very slow pitch that breaks inside on him. Baltimore scored with 1 out of the fourth on a double by Singleton. He took third on a left field single by Murray, and Rolf Tallman May slapped one through the infield. Tanana ready to go to work, but Singleton's not quite ready. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for California. Baltimore 1 run, 4 hits, and they've made 2 errors. Here's a swing and a base hit. Center field. A sharp line drive fielded on 2 skips by Rick Miller, and the center fielder rifles it back into Anderson.
First baseman, Eddie Murray.
The first man for Baltimore to get 2 hits is Singleton in this game. In fact, the first man in the ball game, either team to get 2 hits is Singleton.
They had been doing a pretty good job on Ken Singleton through the first 2 games. He was just 1 for 8 after batting close to 300 for the season with 35 home runs and 111 runs batted in. So he's found the range.
Here's another switch batter up there batting right-handed. Now Eddie Murray. Murray has a walk and a single. 1 for 1. And he fouls it away. He swung a little bit too early on a slow breaking ball.
Somebody asked Fregosi yesterday why he didn't use a left-hander with Singleton or Murray. I said, well, I would if they would stay around and keep batting left-handed. I said the left-hander up there.
If they guarantee they'd hit that way.
Yeah.
Now Tanana deals. Here's a swing and a miss. Took a little off that one, and he got him swinging early again. The former California manager, Del Rice, over at the hotel. Del's playing a lot of golf now. He's scouting for the Yankees.
Yep, he had his Yankee tie on.
Also, Bruce Henry, the former traveling secretary for the Yankees, has journeyed all the way from Florida to be here. Here's a pitch on the way. He swings as a line drive base hit right center field. Singleton rounding second. He's starting for third. He chips as he goes around second. The throw back, and he is safe. Oh, that was close. Got a little argument about that one.
Well, the players aren't arguing, but Jim Fregosi's going out. That ball was thrown into, I believe, the shortstop, Jim Anderson, by the center fielder, Rick Miller. He cut the ball off near second base, made an underhanded toss to Bobby Gritch, and somehow, and I really don't know how, Singleton dove back into second base. Neither Gritch nor Anderson argued, and Fregosi wisely turned around and went back to the dugout. If your players don't argue, you should.
I think what happened was, I was watching the replay, that when he slid back, he reached his hand around, and Gritch tagged him high.
That's a good call by Al Clark, the second base umpire. He had his nose right on top of that play. And nobody argued, so it had to be the proper call.
Well, that sets the table for tough hitter Lee May. He singled in the only run. Back in the fourth inning, after he flat up the first time at bat in the second. Now, Jim Pryor, the first base coach, is talking with Eddie Murray, and they're going to call out Ralph Salvone.
I don't know if Murray has something in his left eye or if he's just a little bit dizzy. Looks like something in the eye. Yep. Already got one of these California flies running down the first base. Because this is the place we've been where they've had gnats or locusts just completely take over here at certain times of the year.
I saw that one time in Chicago when I was working for the Orioles, and they played there, and they got the flit gone out, and they couldn't dispel the bugs. And Hoyt Wilhelm was pitching. They came out and slapped towers in front of him, and that wouldn't get rid of him, and they finally shot off some dynamite out on the field. That did it.
Disco dynamite?
No, that was pre-disco dynamite day. Well, we're ready to go now. 2 men on for Baltimore. Lee May at the plate. And he swings as a drive to left. It's hooking foul. He hit it hard, but he pulled it foul. So these are the three batters who produced that Oriole run that had tied the game in the fourth inning 1-1, and then Baylor broke the tie with a home run. Now they're trying to get back at him. Singleton has singled. Murray has singled. And Lee May has a strike one count on him. Tanana trying to hold up this heavy-hitting Baltimore attack in the sixth inning. The infield in double play depth on May. Outfield is straight up and deep. Now the left-hander sets, holds it at the belt, but it is May. Backs off an inside curve, 1-1 on Lee. This game a lot like the first game in the series, very close. Throughout the game, the one yesterday not close until the very end. There's a tap to the mitt of Downing. It's a little tip to the mitt, and it's a 1-2 count now on Lee May. Don Ossie up and throwing again in the California Angel bullpen. Sensei waits on deck for Baltimore. 2-1, California leading them. Singleton on second. Murray leads off first base now. And the 1-2 delivery. May swings in a line foul. It's down past third. He's hit two hot ones down there. Hitters get better, Bill, as they go along like this guy. He's been in the league a long time.
Well, I think they get smarter, and they start looking for certain pitches, not only looking for certain pitches in certain situations, but also locations.
Because they have to fight off the physical attrition along the way, too. Here's a pitch. It is a ball in close. Oh, he missed the inside corner.
He thought that one tailed back over the inside corner. It did Frank Tanana, and he sort of flipped his glove at home plate umpire Jim Evans. He thought he had a strike down around the knees on the inside corner.
Well, the count's gone to 2-2 now on Lee May. 2 men on for Baltimore. 2 men out in the sixth inning. Angels lead them 2-1. Infield staying in double play depth. Here's the set now. We wait for the 2-2 delivery. Here it comes. He takes the ball low. Good stop by Downing.
Well, you wonder if Tanana has enough control here to throw something other than a fastball. Lee May, a pretty good fastball hitter, and with a 3-2 count, you know that's what he's looking for.
They've got Carew playing behind the runner Murray. Now Singleton edges down off second base a little bit. Tanana gets his sign, ready to go. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. He takes the ball, and the bases are loaded.
And that was not the fastball. For some reason, yeah, it was a breaking ball down low. Lee May must have thought it was only ball 3. Has just started toward first base. That'll move Singleton over to third, and Murray down to second. What kind of pressure Baltimore can put on you from their third batter all the way probably down through Gary Reineke, their seventh hitter. Mentioned Dower also does a pretty good job. Well, Jim Fregosi now, the skipper, walking slowly out to the mound. Looks like he might want to make a pitching change here, and he does. He wants the right-hander, Don Ossie. You know, watching, you watch a guy pitch, Ernie, and in that first inning, we go back to that when Tanana had the excellent fastball. Of course, he was helped by the conditions here. It was just a little bit hazy, and he struck out Bumbry and Garcia and got singled on a weak bounce to the third base. And he also got him out in the second inning, but then you saw him go more to the breaking ball starting the third inning. And Tanana gets a hand here as he leaves. And in that fourth inning, when he gave up the one run on a three-base hit, he tried to sneak a fastball by a couple of the Orioles and couldn't, and he went back to his slow stuff. And here in the sixth, I don't think Frank really has that good fastball at this point. He was trying to get away with the changeup, with the curveballs, and with location rather than that good hard fastball.
And he did a good job considering.
Yes, he did. Did a very good job.
He held him off pretty good. Now he's in trouble, so Fregosi decides that not only has Tanana lost what he had, but he wants to go to right-hander.
And it might be the right decision here. Don Ossie out throwing now. He's making his 38th appearance for the California Angels. It's his 10th relief appearance, if you count the regular season. He's won 9 games, lost 10. He has picked up 2 saves. Ossie with an ERA of 4.81. In 185 innings of pitching, he has struck out 96 and walked 77. And he's got his job cut out for him here. Baltimore with the bases loaded, nobody out. The batter, Doug DeCinces, a right-handed batter. with the California Angels clinging to a 2-1 lead here in the sixth inning. A pretty good clutch player for Baltimore. He doesn't hit that much for average, but he manages to drive in a lot of key runs, and he's driven in a couple of runs so far in this series. He is 2 for 8 with 2 runs batted in. Somehow we lost the base runner, the guy who should be down at second base, Eddie Murray. Now Murray comes out of the Oriole dugout. Bases loaded, nobody out here is Ernie Harwell.
And Don Ossie, a young man who grew up almost in the same neighborhood of this ballpark, the Big A in California, comes in to take over. He worked in the game yesterday, that 9-8 Baltimore victory. He came on in the 8th inning, gave up a single to Dempsey and a single to Pumphrey, but got him out without any damage. No runs and 2 hits. He struck out 2. So the right-hander will be pitching to the right-hand batting Doug DeCincy, who's hit it a double play and fly to center. The bases are loaded with Orioles. And there's a swing and a foul lifted upstairs out of play. Singleton is the runner at third base. Murray is at second and May at first. They've got the infield back in double play depth for California. Baltimore came up with a double play to choke off an Angel threat in the 5th inning. The Angels would like to turn the tables on them here in this inning.
They'd probably like a 1-2-3 double play. Keep the run from scoring.
Now DeCincy stepping back in. Strike 1 the count on him. The right-hander Ossie steps and deals. There's a little pop foul going to reach the seats back of the plate. Downey coming over, but it's about 5 rows back.
DeCincy left with just the bottom part of his bat, the handle. Just sawed it off. Jammed him. That's really getting them to your kitchen.
Got to pick up another one now. Goes to the pine tar rag over there at the on-deck circle.
I don't know if those balls are harder, Ernie Harwell, if the bats are made a little bit with softer wood.
Well, I think the players today, too, like the lighter bat rather than they did before, and that's probably one reason you see many breaks.
And the thinner handle. You very seldom see that big handle bat like Jackie Robinson used to use, or Ted Suzuki.
Makes a difference. Bases are loaded with Orioles. Strike 2, the count on Doug DeCincy. Ossie looking into Downing to get the signs. Big moment in the ball game now. California's got a 2-1 lead. And the pitch. He takes outside. No one away.
43,199 umpires thought it was a stroke.
I didn't really think it was that close.
I didn't either.
I think their hopes and dreams colored their decision on that one a little bit. 1-2, the count on Doug DeCincy. Now time called. Ossie took his set position, and then time was called at the plate by Evans. DeCincy takes a couple of practice cuts at the third base side of the batter's box. He's not quite ready to get in there yet. 3 men on for the Orioles. The Angels lead them 2-1, and nobody down in the 6th inning. Ossie ready, delivers. Here's a half cut, and it is ruled the ball. He checked in time. Another pitch that was blowing away, a little farther outside that time. DeCincy takes his time, resettling himself into the right-hand batter's box. Singleton at third, Murray at second base, May at first base. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He swings. There's a fly ball hit into right center. Fairly deep, going over is Miller. He makes the catch. Here's the kayak. Singleton coming home. And that will tie the game 2-2, and on to third goes Murray. Holding at first will be May. It's a sacrifice by DeCincy to tie the game 2-2 in the 6th inning.
Eddie Murray left second base quite early, but there will be no appeal there. Everybody normally watches the front runner, and in this case it would have, and it was Ken Singleton, and he scored easily. Birds stay close. They can put a lot of pressure on you. And they are close now, obviously, with the score tied 2-2. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Gary Reineke. The hero of the opening victor, John Lowenstein. The left-handed batter is being set up to hit for Gary Reineke. It was Lowenstein in the 10th inning of the opener. Weaver sent him up to bat for Mark Belanger with 2 men on base and 2 outs, and he hit a cork ball off John Montague down the left field line. It made the left field seat for a 3-run home run as Baltimore won that opener by a score of 6-3. Ernie?
And that's the only hit he's had in the 2 games in which he's appeared. Well, he steps out now, not quite ready. They've got the third baseman, Lansford, in there on the inner grass. Carew will hold at first with May. Murray trying to get down the line a little bit from third base. And Lowenstein batting for Reineke, and he steps out for a moment.
They call time. Rod Carew wants to play behind Lee May down at first base. May not a threat to steal normally, but in this situation, every once in a while, Weaver might gamble. May looking over now into his dugout.
Lowenstein, thin, left-hand hitting outfielder, infielder. Backs off. It almost hit him. Inside fastball. He jackknifed out of the way of that one. And Downing made a good grab of the ball, diving to his right. Baltimore has tied the game at 2-2 here in the 6th inning, and they're threatening to break the tie. Second run is charged to Tanana. He's still responsible for the 2 men on the bases. Now the pitch. He takes outside. 2-0, the count on Lowenstein. Rich Dower, second baseman, right-hand hitter, waiting on deck for Baltimore. He's trying to get his team out of a jam. Sets and delivers. It is wide, ball 3 on Lowenstein.
He's pitching to Lowenstein as though he wants to give him an unintentional walk. He's keeping that fastball way outside. We've got a right-handed batter, Rich Dower, up next. Normally in a situation like this, you want to pitch to the batter.
Now he's working on the 3-0 pitch. Here it comes, and he walked him. He wouldn't give him anything good to hit.
That'll load the bases up, Ernie. He didn't look like he wanted to come close with Lowenstein.
Didn't seem like it, did it? Rossi issues his first walk. That's the second Baltimore walk of this inning. And they have reloaded the bases with 1 down, and Rich Dower, who's had a single in the fly to center, will be the batter. Downing goes out to chalk with his right-hand reliever. They've got the infield in double play depth. 3 men on. 1 man out. 2-2 tie. Swing, fly ball, short center. Here comes Miller digging hard. He's there. He makes the catch. Here's the tie at third. Here comes Murray to the plate. The throw. He is out at the plate. It's a double play. The inning is over. Play to end the inning, and the Angels cut off Baltimore with 1 run for the Orioles. 2 hits. There were 2 walks, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the last half of the 6th inning. California 2, Baltimore 2.
Last year's division champions are repeated, the Phils, the Yanks, Kansas City Royals, and we ran into Tom Lasorda here, and we asked him how tough it would be to rebound from an 0-2 deficit.
Well, you know, Bill, anything can happen in baseball, as you very well know. It's very, very difficult to come back and win 3 games in a row, but they're here at home. They get the breaks. They're capable of doing it, but it's going to be a tough thing to do.
And, of course, Tommy's right, but right now the California Angels playing the Baltimore Orioles tough. Angels batting bottom of the 6th, and it's tied 2-2, and here's Ernie.
Play by Rick Miller to cut off the Baltimore rally after they had tied the game at 2-2. Getting the fly ball to short center, throwing it into the catcher Downing, who puts the tag on the in-sliding runner Murray for the double play. Lowenstein has gone into left field now for Baltimore, and here comes California to bat in the 6th inning. Don Baylor, who hit a home run in the 4th, and popped the shortstop the first time up bats. And the pitch is high to the big right-hand hitter. Ball one. 2-2 tie. It's the beauty here in Anaheim. 7 hits for California by 7 different batters. Denny Martinez delivers a strike, says the plate umpire Jim Evans, as that one grabs the outside corner 1-1. Baylor, Carew, and Downing, the 3 scheduled batters here against the right-hander Martinez. They've touched him for a hit in every inning except one. They got a man on him in error in that one. There's a line drive to left coming hard. It's Lowenstein. He dives, and he made the catch.
That's a fine catch.
Giving us the sign.
Good catch, Ernie Harwell. I don't think Lowenstein thought he had that ball. He got the ball down on the grass and somehow slid on both knees. And the umpire down the left side, Larry Barnett, right with him, slid on both knees and sort of started looking for the ball, but he got the ball, the glove at least between the baseball and the turf, and made a fine catch. That might be the best catch of the series so far.
And it landed right in the webbing of that big glove, and it stayed there. Well, here's Carew, who's had 1 hit and 2 trips, and he takes a slow curve from Denny Martinez for a ball.
Of course, Weaver's going to say tomorrow, now I knew Lowenstein was going to make that catch. That's why I batted him for Reineke and kept him in the ball game.
Probably going to say the stats told me that he's going to dive and make that catch.
Fine grass.
Beautiful. 2-2 tie. This is a dandy going at the Big A in Anaheim. Carew bounced to short and then singled his next time up. Left-hand batting first baseman takes a cut and fouls it away. It's upstairs. Rodney credits Billy Martin for a lot of his success. He says Sam Neely, the manager of Minnesota, didn't pay him too much attention. Billy was the coach there, took him over, told him that he had the goods to make it, worked with him at second base. Defended him all the time, and Rod stuck with the Twins and made it to big league stardom. 2-2 tie. We're in the 6th inning in Anaheim. Carew takes a strike and above the knees.
Crew's very happy out here now, Ernie. He has moved his family out here.
And he likes that new position, first base, that he's been playing the last couple of years. And as you mentioned earlier, he's done a great job with the glove down there, too. Now the 1-2 serve coming up to Rod, and he takes the slow curve outside. 2-2, that's the count on him. The Skaggs thought maybe they had him fanned. 2 runs, 7 hits for California. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Orioles.
A little tough to get a 11-year, 300 hitter out on a called strike.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. He swings with the bounding ball deep short. Garcia goes way over, grabs it in the hole, throws to first, and he gets it. Close play.
They used to say if Ted Williams didn't swing at it, it was a big ball.
Yeah. And Rogers Hornsby, too. And a lot of big hitters like that. Let some guy up there hitting 203 take that pitch. It might be different. He's Downing at the plate now. He's had a single, and he's bounced out second base with the pitcher covering. Oh, Martinez has retired 2 big men in this batting order here in the 6th inning. Baylor and Carew now faces a third one in Downing, who looks at a fastball in too close. Wind up by the right-hander Martinez. He pitches. Here's a curve that broke across and just missed the outside corner. 2-0 the count on him. 2 out, nobody on. Wind up by Denny Martinez. The pitch is swung on and popped in the air over on the right side of the infield. Back in short right goes Dower. He's there. He's got it, and the Angels go quietly in the 6th inning. That's the end of 6. The Orioles 2, the Angels 2.
Torrential rains virtually washed out first day qualifications Friday.
That is if the game is necessary. Right now it's 2-2 through 2/3 of the ball game, and here's Ernie.
And the Skaggs are leading off in the Baltimore 7th inning. Now the Angels have out-hit the Birds by 1. 7 hits for California, 6 for Baltimore. There have been 2 errors, and both were committed by the Orioles. So here's Skaggs. He has fly to center and bounce to shortstop. 0 for 2. Right-hand batter takes a big curve from Ossie. It's in for a strike. Strike called. He got a fastball over, rather high toward the outside of the plate. 2 quick ones on Skaggs. Bombre, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. Here's one in the dirt, a fastball low, backhanded by Downey. 7th inning getting underway at the Big A in Anaheim, California. He jammed him with a fastball, and it is 2-2. A few folks tuned in on American Forces Radio all around the world. Get a little taste of home from our baseball broadcast tonight. There's a swing and a foul upstairs into the upper deck. Over on the first base side, 2-2. The Baltimore hitting has been punched in the middle of the batting order. Singleton has 2 hits. He scored both runs. Murray has 2 hits. May has 1. Simpson knocked in a run with a sacrifice. The other hit belongs to Dower, who is the number 8 batter. Wind up, and the pitch by Ossie. He takes the high one. Full count now on Skaggs. He does not want to lose this 9th man in the batting order, leading off here in the 7th inning. He had 2 quick strikes on him. Now he's gone to the full count. Wind up. Here it comes. He swings. There's a fly hit into right field. Coming over his forward. He's there. He's got it. And there's one away. Here's Bombre. He struck out. Fly to left and bounced to shortstop so far. Pitchers again dominating the action in this one as they did in the first game. Second game belonged to the hitters. Baltimore got out in front early. They had that 9-1 lead, and then the Angels rallied in the late stages and finished off losing 9-8. Here's a strike call. Bombre protesting to Jim Evans. Lansford in very close at third. There's a fastball. He checked his swing. It's outside. 1-1. The shortstop waits on deck. It is a 2-2 deadlock in the 7th inning. Wind up, and the pitch. He swings as a base hit. Right center field. Miller going over to try to cut it off. It's up the alley. It's going to the wall. Bombre going for 2. He's rounding second. He's headed to third. Here's the throwback pitch into Lansford. He is safe at the triple.
Good hustle by Al Bombre and a good play by Rick Miller. They had a good cutoff, and had it not been for Bumbre's speed, he would have been out at third base. The relay right on the money. Bombre just got there in time. He was tagged high by Carney Lansford.
Well, that makes it tough on Ossie now, the Angels. Now, the Orioles have a man at third and 1 man down. Ossie got out of trouble in the 6th inning thanks to the double play. Now he's in hot water once again. Kiko Garcia is scheduled to bat. I think Crowley's going to bat for him. Kerry Crowley, a very fine pinch hitter, getting ready to step in.
And this crowd is quiet.
He'll be batting for Kiko Garcia. Crowley's been up 1 time in the series, and he failed to hit. He's the left-hand batter.
He batted in that 10th inning for Rick Dempsey in the opener. Game won by John Lowenstein. Pinch hit 3-run home run.
The move that enables Weaver to get his defensive star in there anyway. Belanger, shortstop for the late innings.
He's working with a sore shin, though, and he has had to have that thing drained, and also has had to take some Novocaine.
Ralph Salmo said he's pretty well off now, and they think he's ready to play. Felt a lot better today, although that is a problem. You're right about that. Here's Crowley. Waiting on the right-hander, Ossie, and the pitch is in too close. He took it for a ball.
Well, the Angels have to bring their infield in here. They want to cut down this run.
Outfield will play him a little bit to right. Standing deep, Crowley bent at the knees, leaning and waiting. Left-hand batter swings with a bounding ball up the middle. That will break the tie and send Baltimore into the lead. 3-2. A pinch single by Crowley through the box and on into center field. And Crowley comes in to score.
Sorry, Crowley's parents up in Staten Island, they really follow the kid around. I don't know if they're out here watching this ball game or not, or back in Staten Island. But they keep that Amtrak busy between Staten Island and Baltimore.
And on first now, one man down, and Baltimore has taken the lead. We're going to get a runner. Belanger is coming in to run for Crowley. He was staying this spot in the batting order, so shortstop more than likely.
For Crowley, number 7, Mark Belanger.
3-2. Baltimore taking the lead in the 7th inning on the one-out triple by Pumbry, and then the pinch single by Terry Crowley. And a ground ball through the drawn-in infield. Here's Singleton. He's been tough. He's bounced to third. He's doubled and singled. 2 for 3 for Ken. Ossie delivers. Here's a chopper hit back toward first base. Little roller picked up by Ossie. He throws to first to Carew, and they get him. That's 2 down, and Belanger takes second base.
First baseman, Eddie Murray.
Murray will be the batter now, and they've got a man at second for Baltimore. They lead 3-2 over the Angels in the 7th. Murray has a perfect night, a walk and a couple of singles.
Brian Downing not talking to Ossie. They're probably talking about Murray, a switch hitter in left-handed. They've got a right-hander, Lee May, who's on deck. And with the base open, they might want a pitcher on Eddie Murray. Downing took a quick peek over to his dugout as he walked back to the... And they're going to put him on. They'd rather pitch to the right-handed batter, Lee May, than Eddie Murray.
Downing signaled to everybody that he's going to stand up and take the outside 4 pitches. Served up there for Murray to look at and then walk over to first base. There's one of them. And that'll put 2 on with 2 out. Baltimore jumping in front here, 3-2 in the 7th inning. The first time that the Orioles have been in the lead in this game. And all the scoring has come 1 run at a time by each team. Now the intentional walk has been completed. Murray lost count down there. He's asking Jim Evans, is that 4? And he said, yep, it is. Take your base.
Designated hitter, Lee
The second walk issued by Ossie, and Lee May, the DH, will be stepping up now. 2 on and 2 out for the Birds. They lead it 3-2. May has applied a deep right center field. Miller made a good running catch. He singled to left, and he walked in the 6th inning. He was the last man to face the starter, Frank Tanana. Ossie to the set, delivers. May swings and misses on a change. That ought to make him think a little bit about this next one. Belanger, the runner at second base, Murray at first. Infield playing deep now, the outfield very deep. Ossie checks his sign, holds it to the belt, delivers a low outside fastball, 1-1 on Lee May. Ossie slowing up on his pitching pace. Orioles threatening to add to their 1-run margin. May swings and chops a little foul over toward the Angel dugout. Didn't get much wood on that one. 1-2. The pitcher ahead of him now.
Both bullpens busy. Ernie Tim Stoddard, a right-hander, and Tiffy Martinez warming up in the Oriole bullpen. Martinez, a left-hander. We've got a right-hander warming for the California Angels.
A little bit silent for a while after Baltimore scored and took the lead. Now they're beginning to go to their rhythmic clapping, hoping that the pitcher Ossie can get Lee May here. 2 men on, 2 men out. Ossie turns and bluffs, but there's nobody covering. Belanger gets back easily to second base. It's been a close one all the way here in Anaheim tonight. Vincenzi is waiting on deck. Ossie taking a great deal of time before releasing this one. The 1-2 pitch coming up. And Lee May taps another foul out of play on a check swing. Warm and almost windless night tonight. 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Baltimore. California, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. England and Murray have been the big hitters for Baltimore in this game, 2 hits apiece. Now the 1-2 delivery again to Lee May. He takes the strike. 1 run for the Orioles. They got 2 hits and a walk, no errors. They leave 2 on, and we go to the last half of the 7th inning. Baltimore 3, California 2.
Well, the Baltimore Orioles continuing to apply pressure to the California Angels. Lead this ball game by a score of 3-2 after 6.5. Big one-out triple by Al Bunbury and a bouncer up the middle by Terry Crowley, pinch hitting for Kiko Garcia. Gave the Orioles their go-ahead run here in the top half of the 7th. Denny Martinez will have to pitch to the bottom third of the Angel batting order in the bottom of the 7th. Bobby Grich, the second baseman. Larry Harlow, the left fielder, and the shortstop. If Jim Fregosi allows him to bat, although he is 1 for 2, Jim Anderson. And we've got Belanger staying in the ball game and playing shortstop here in the bottom half of the 7th. Belanger went out to run for Terry Crowley after Crowley got that big base hit for the Baltimore Orioles. So pencil in Mark Belanger, and he is obviously one of the better shortstops in baseball. He's out at shortstop. Ernie?
And this big crowd standing for the 7th inning stretch. It's the 3rd largest crowd in the stadium history, and among the crowd, the former president, Richard Nixon. Here's Bobby Grich now, facing Denny Martinez. Orioles in the lead, 3-2, last half of the 7th inning. Grich is 0 for 2 tonight against his former teammates. And it is a fastball outside from the Baltimore right-hander. Grich, Harlow, and Addison, the scheduled batters here for the Angels in the last half of the 7th. The windup and the pitch. He swings as a foul lifted out of play upstairs back of the plate. 1-1 the count on Bobby. 7 hits for California, and only 2 men in the starting lineup do not have a hit. That's Bobby Grich and Larry Harlow will be the first 2 batters in this inning. The other 7 have 1 apiece. Baylor has a home run. All the other hits have been singles. Now Grich waiting on a 1-1 delivery from Denny Martinez. Besides, he's waited too long, he steps away. Pitchers have dominated the action here. Baltimore picked up a run in the 7th inning to take the lead for the first time tonight. Now here's the windup and the 1-1 delivery. Swung on, fly ball to center field. Bunbury backs up, he's there, he gloves it, and there's 1 away in the California 7th. Here's Harlow stepping up now, the left-hand batter. He's 0 for 2 this evening. He flied to left and bounced to first base. Swings and fouls it back on the screen. Picked up a double play starting by an outfielder today. Anderson waiting on deck. There's 1 out and nobody on for California. There's a pitch. It's over, but it's low. 1-1 now, the count on Harlow.
Big play defensively so far, Ernie, around the infield. That double play that Dan Ford bounced into. Back in the 5th, base is loaded.
Crowded by Bobby Dowd, second base. That was a big one. Here's a chopper hit the first base. Waiting is Murray. He gloves it right at the bag. His foot was on the base when he caught the ball. There are 2 down. And Anderson will be the Angel batter. Now, since that double play, the Angels have not had a man on base.
Looks like he took quite a bit of wind out of their sails. They had the bases loaded in that 5th inning with only 1 away, and their best hitter in this series so far, up Dan Ford. Hit that high chopper to Dower, and made the play himself at second base and threw on the first to complete that double play.
Here's Anderson now, the right-hand batting shortstop, who got his first hit in the 5th inning, his first hit of the series. He struck out in the 3rd, his only other time up, and he takes a low curve from Denny Martinez, hits the ball. Denny's been in there all the way. They did not get a hit off him in the 3rd. They did not get one in the 6th, and they don't have one here in the 7th so far. Swing and a bounding ball. It's to Dower. He charges to his right. Gloves it. Here's the throw to first, and they go down 1, 2, 3 in the California 7th inning. At the end of 7, the Orioles 3, the Angels 2.
You know, Ernie, I was listening to you the other day when you were talking about the lower 3rd of the California Angel batting order, and that's what's hurt them so far, I think, in this series. Just counted the people used by Jim Fregosi, bottom batting 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're 3, 4, 30. And that hurts a bit. You've got to have a little bit of help downstairs.
Got to set that table for the guys up there at the top, or else there's nothing to cash in on. Well, now the job that the Californians have is to try to keep Baltimore from scoring anymore, and that's up to Don Ossie, the right-hander, who came in relieving the starting pitcher, Tanana, back in the 6th inning. Double play ended the Baltimore rally in the 6th after they had scored 1, and then they got the go-ahead run in the 7th on a 1-out 3-bagger by Pumphrey, and he came home on an up-the-middle single by the pinch hitter, Crowley. And right now, that's the difference in the game. We move to the 8th inning. And should Baltimore hold the lead that they now are maintaining, it'll be all over. It'll be a 3-game sweep for the Orioles. Here's DeCince, 0 for 2 plus a sacrifice, and he takes the ball high. Bounced into a double play to third base in the 2nd inning. He tried to sit in the 4th. He tried again to sit in the 6th inning, but that second time it was a sacrifice to get a run in. Ossie about ready to pitch, but time called at the plate. Now the right-hander delivers. It is a ball wide. 2-0, the count on Doug DeCince. John Lowenstein waiting on deck. Rich Dower scheduled to hit after him. Silent crowd right now at the Big A in California. There's a strike on the outside corner. That stirred him up a little bit. 2-1, the count on him. Lined up by Ossie. He delivers. Strike again, the same spot. Cincé protesting to Jim Evans. Doug steps away, knocks some dirt from his spikes. Not quite ready to step back in there yet. Tanana went to 5 innings and pitched to 3 men in the 6th inning. Gave up 2 runs and 6 hits. Here's a foul right down below us. 2-2 the count on him. We've had 2 close games in this series, and this is another one. Now the 2-2 delivery, not forthcoming. Ossie stopped in the middle of his motion. He starts again, delivers. Here's a chopper at the plate. Downing claims the ball's fair. Evans says no, and the count stays 2-2. Oh, this Evans is taking advantage of the lull in the festivities to dust off the plate a minute. And that middle part of the batting order for Baltimore that's been the damaging part in this game. California scoring their runs, one in the first on a single by Lansford, a stolen base and a single by Ford. The other one in the 4th inning on a home run by Baylor. That's how they got there, too. And the pitch. He takes a half cut. It is ruled a strike. He's out of there. 1 across for strike 3. Second strikeout for Lowenstein, who came in to bat for Renicky in the 6th inning and drew a pass. Baltimore did their scoring this way. They were held scoreless until the 4th inning when Obstinana single and double went to third on a single by Murray, came home on a single by Lee May. That was their first run. It was a pitch in too close on Lowenstein, ball 1. Then in the 6th, they scored again on a single by Singleton. A single by Murray got him to second. A walk loaded the bases, and the Simpson sent him home with a sacrifice. Here's a high foul. It'll be out of play, reaching the seat back of third. Let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
3-2 Baltimore. Birds are batting in the 8th inning. Their third run came on a one-out triple by Bumber and a single by Crowley. That's the lead run of the game. Lowenstein swings and misses on a breaking pitch. 1-2 the count on him. Waiting at the on-deck circle. Rossi delivers. There's a high fly ball lifted into fairly deep center. Miller drifting back, waiting. It's in his glove, and there are 2 away. So here comes Dow with a single. He flied twice to Miller. The second time he flied to Miller in the 6th inning. One of the outstanding plays of the series. Miller caught the ball and then fired home and doubled up Eddie Murray, who had tagged and tried to score after the catch. Kept the Baltimore rally to only 1 run in that inning. 3-2. The Orioles lead it in the 8th. Swing and a miss on a high hard one toward the inside. Infield, back outfield, straight up on him. That will be the catcher, Stagg. Now Ossie ready to go. Winds and deals a curve that floats outside 1-1.
So far, Ossie's made just the one bad pitch. Actually, that was a triple by Al Bunbury. Then with the infield in, he gave up the base hit to Terry Crowley. But that triple really hurt him.
Oh, yes,
sir. Right to the field.
Despite the fact that they made a good play, they did not get him. Now the 1-1 delivery. Good curve up now. Strike 2. Empty, 2 out. Baltimore batting in the 8th inning with a 3-2 lead. Here's a fastball fouled away. Trying to sneak it past him. Orioles have done their scoring in the middle part of the ballgame. They got a run in the 4th and the 6th and the 7th. The Angels scored early. They got one in the 1st and then the other one in the 4th. The motion in the pitch. Strike call. Gower looks at strike 3. And Ossie sets them down 1-2-3 in the 8th inning. We go to the last half of the 8th inning. California coming into bat. Baltimore 3, the Angels 2.
Well, we've seen a definite trend here in the pitching in this ball game so far. Denny Martinez started off fairly slow in the ball game. Gave up the 1 run in the 1st. And the Orioles tied it off of Frank Tanana. They tied it in the top of the 4th. Then Martinez gave up the home run to Don Baylor in the 4th to put the Cal Angels ahead by a score 2-1. But then the Orioles came back with 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and they lead it by a score of 3-2. Don't forget Saturday afternoon, November 10th is post time for the Washington, D.C. International from Laurel, Maryland. You'll hear it from wire to wire on most of these CBS stations. Ernie?
Well, the Angel fans are up and shouting, yes, we can. If they can, they've got to do it in 2 innings, the 8th and 9th. The innings are bleeding away in this playoff game. As far as the Angels are concerned, the Orioles lead them by 1, 3-2. Rick Miller, the leadoff man, will be batting here to start it off in the 8th inning against Martinez. And he swings as a foul out of play. Off the upper deck and then down below. Miller has struck out, been safe on an error by the shortstop Garcia, and then he had a single. He'll be followed by Lansford and Ford. Lansford and Ford have been 2 of the toughest hitters in the California batting order. Martinez ready to go to work again. He delivers. It's a strike call. Got a slow pitch on the outside corner. Miller did not agree with umpire Evans. Well, Rick steps out for a moment. Outfield almost straight up on him. The Sensei is about even with the bag at third and guarding the line. They've got Murray at the deep first base over near the line. Two-strike count on the leadoff man, Miller. He swings at a bounding ball. It's Dower. Easy play. Throw to first. He got him 1 out. And the Angels have 5 outs left.
And that's 8 in a row now for Denny Martinez. Since the first baseman, Eddie Murray, dropped that pop-up off the bat of Carney Lansford back in the 5th inning.
Here's Lansford. He's had a single. Hit a fly ball to left. It was turned into a double play and then was safe on the error. And Murray dropped the little fly ball. Right-hander against the right-hander. 3-2. The Orioles lead the Angels in the 3rd game of the American League playoff. Here's a foul back to the screen. Martinez has gone all the way, getting stronger here in the later innings. Like Bill White said, the big play is, as far as California is concerned right now, looms as that double play that Ford hit into to end the threat in the 5th inning. They've not done anything since then against the Baltimore right-hander Martinez. Strike 1. That's the count on Lansford. Outfield to right on him. Here's the pitch. He takes in too close. 1-1 on Carney. Crowd sitting and hoping here at the Big A in Anaheim. Martinez is going to take his time. He's got a new baseball to work with. He's going to rub it up. Lansford back into the batter's box. Martinez up on the hill. 1-1 pitch is due. Here it comes. He swings and fouls it away. Back to the screen. 1-2 the count on him. Been good. He has not walked a man. He struck out 3. Made his players on the fence do most of the work. Now the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a hook.
It's a good breaking ball. The one before he hung up just a little bit, and Lansford got a good rip at it, but he got a little bit more wrist into that one, and it broke well for him. The 4th strikeout.
Well, here comes the man who's been the best hitter in this series for California. He's hit the long ball. He's been consistent. And in this game, he drove in a run in the 1st inning with a single. Then he flied to right. And in the 5th inning, hit into that double play that we've been talking about. And a ground ball to Dower, who made the play at second unassisted and then flipped over to Murray to complete it. Dan Ford stepping in. 3-2 Baltimore. 2 down in the California 8th inning. Swing and a foul. Back on the screen. 4 outs to go for Baltimore to top the American League pennant. California trying to stay in this one. They've battled valiantly in this one. They got the lead. Then it was tied. Then they went ahead again. Baltimore tied it again. And then Baltimore went ahead. Now Martinez not ready. Ford was. And Dennis steps off the back of the mound. Since he starts over from third, I don't think he's going to complete the journey. He just yelled something to his right-hander. Back in the batter's box. Strike 1, the count on Dan. Here it comes. He swings and chops 1 to third. DeCinces at the bag has it. Go to first. He is out, and the inning is over. And in the eighth, again, California goes down 1-2-3. We move to the ninth inning. Orioles 3, the Angels 2.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have finalized an NBA trade with the Los Angeles Lakers, exchanging players who play both center and forward. Cleveland sent Jim Jones to the Lakers for Dave Robish. Cleveland also receiving a 1980 third-round draft pick from Los Angeles. Marvin Webster's right leg has been placed in a cast, and the 7'1" center is expected to be lost to the New York Knicks for about 7 weeks. Dr. Norman Scott, the Knicks physician, says that Webster will wear the cast 4 to 6 weeks and then will be sidelined an additional 2 to 3 weeks during a rehabilitation period. Webster is suffering from tendinitis in the right knee. The Hambletonian Classic, the Kentucky Derby of harness racing, is moving to the New Jersey Meadowlands in 1981. The Hambletonian has been showcased as the DuQuoin State Fair in Illinois the past 22 years, but directors of the Hambletonian Society chose the Meadowlands by a vote of 12 to 9, so the Meadowlands will provide a guaranteed purse of $800,000.
And Dave Skaggs leads off for Baltimore. They lead to California by a score of 3 to 2. And here's Ernie Hartwell.
Skaggs is 0 for 3 tonight. He's flat out twice. The middle time at bat, he bounced to shortstop. And the right-hander, Don Ossie, trying to hold off Baltimore here in the ninth inning and give the Angel batters a shot in the last half tonight. There's a fly ball lifted to right. Going back is Ford. He'll have room. He makes the catch. Oh, he set down the last 5 now, Mr. Ossie has. And Humphrey will be the batter. Ossie, who was a charter member of the Junior Angels fan club when they first came here, trying to keep his team that he's rooted for so long and played for quite a while in the ball game. Ossie, ironically, was with the Red Sox and then came here in a deal, came to California in 78. Here's Humphrey. He's had the key hit so far, the triple in the 7th inning. Came home on a single by Crowley that put Baltimore into the lead that they now hold, 3 to 2. 1 out, nobody on in the Oriole ninth inning. There's a strike called on now. That triple was his only hit in this game, but it was a big one. Line drive up the right center field alley between Miller and Ford. Humphrey cuts and misses, trying to punch the ball past the third baseman. Lansford is laying in close. Now with 2 strikes on Bumbry, Carney's going to back up a little bit. 1 out, nobody on. Baltimore batting ninth inning, leading 3-2. There's a foul out of play, back of the seat. Swung late on the fastball. It was almost past the plate when he took his cut. Canana started. He went 5 innings and pitched to 3 batters in the 6th. He gave up the first 2 runs. Strike 2, the count on Al Bumbry. There's a foul out of play upstairs. Ossie's done a good job since he came in. Got out of trouble in the 6th inning with a double play to help him. There's a fly ball lifted to left. Harlow backing up a little bit. Easy chance. He gloved it. And there are 2 down in the Oriole ninth inning.
Ossie will probably look back over this game and wish he had that pitch back that he threw to Al Bumbry. Because if the California Angels don't do anything, that would make Ossie the losing pitcher. And as you mentioned, he's pitched some pretty good baseball.
He sure has. Here's Belanger up now. Right hand batting shortstop up for the first time tonight after coming in to run and staying to play short. He had 1 for 4. And had an RBI in that opening game. Only game in which he's played and batted. 1 strike to count on Mark. He swings and there's a foul upstairs. Strike on him. Rossi trying to get him out now and give his teammates a shot at Martinez in the last half of the ninth inning. The Orioles lead it by 1, 3-2.
That's a pretty good lumber coming out for California in the bottom of this inning.
Outside, and the count is 1-2.
They'll have Baylor, Carew, and Brian Downing to win. Their 3 best hitters.
Right there in the sixth part of the batting order. Now the 1-2 serve. He backed him away with a changeup, 2-2 on Belanger. Thin right-hand batter. Veteran in point of service on this team. He and Palmer have been with the Orioles longer than any other players. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up foul. Back of the plate, over near the Oriole dugout. Here comes Downing, but he won't get it. About 4 rows back. 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Orioles. The Angels have 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. It's been a dandy here at the Big A. Never more than a 1-run difference in this game. The Angels scored in the first inning. They've done that in every one of the 3 games. And each time the RBI came off the bat of Ford. Here's the pitch. It is a strike call. He struck him out. Belanger putting up an argument with the umpire Evans, but the inning is over. And we'll see what the Angels can do in the last half of the ninth inning with a score. Orioles 3, California 2.
The annual Can-Am Bowl, the 2-year-old experiment in matching U.S. and Canadian football teams, has been canceled due to a lack of spectator interest. According to a spokesman for the Canadian Intercollegiate Athletic Union, we have just notified our board of directors that the game has been put to sleep for this year. Bob Pugh making those comments, although he held out hope that the annual international competition might be revived in the future. Trainer David Whiteley plans to make Saturday's $300,000 Jockey Club Gold Cup at Belmont Park more than a match race between affirmed and spectacular bids. Whiteley will saddle Coastal, the 3-year-old colt that spoiled Spectacular Bid's try for the Triple Crown by winning the Belmont Stakes. Whiteley points out that this horse has done well over the slow tracks, and he says that if anything makes it more difficult for Spectacular Bid and affirmed, well, it'll all make it that much easier for Coastal. Should be quite a race.
Weaver taking no chance. He's got a 1-run lead playing the bottom of the ninth and a chance to become the American League champion for 1979. He's got Tim Stoddard and Denny Martinez throwing in Tippy Martinez throwing in the Baltimore Oriole bullpen. And Tippy Martinez, no relation to Dennis Martinez. Martinez, Tippy, a left-hander, and Tim Stoddard, a big right-hander. The California Angels have just given their team a standing ovation here. They want them to start doing something bottom of the ninth. Giasson over there says, we still will. And here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Bill White. And it'll be Baylor who hit a home run in the 4th inning for the second run and the last run that the Angels have scored. Facing Martinez, who has set down 10 in a row, 11 if you want to count that double play, as another one in the 5th inning. Baylor with a pop to short, a home run, and a fly to left. Against the right-hander, Denny Martinez, and this big crowd on its feet, exhorting their heroes to come from behind and win this one and stay in the playoffs. Baylor swings a high pop-up back into short left field. Should be caught. Lowenstein is there. He has it for the out. 1 pitch and 1 down in the 9th inning.
Don Stanhouse throwing along with Tippy Martinez.
Now Carew, 7-time batting champion, ready to step up. He's had a single for 3 in this game. He bounced out the other 2 times to shortstop. The Angels are running out of times at bat. They're running out of innings. They're running out of outs. Only 2 outs left for them to salvage a victory in this playoff series in the American League. Now time called. Exactly why, but 2 or 3 of the umpires saw something at once, and they called time. Maybe something on the field. Anyway, Carew stepping in, ready to face Denny Martinez. Martinez has been a strong pitcher. He's gone all the way. Here's a fly ball to left field. Jason Lowenstein, and it is up the alley. Carew going around first, headed for
taken over the lead on this Angel ball club and total base hits for this series as he keeps the Angels in the ball game, and that'll bring out Earl Weaver. We mentioned that Weaver has the left-hander Tippy Martinez and the right-hander Don Stanhouse throwing, and looks like Weaver's already made a sign. See, the left field umpire, Dale Ford, has that hat in his right hand, so he must want Don Stanhouse to come on and pitch to Brian Downey. And we'll have the same confrontation we had yesterday with the bases loaded. And the Orioles leading by a score of 9-8. Don Stanhouse, who pitched the last couple of innings, got Brian Downing hit a ground ball to the third baseman. Doug DeCince, who tagged Dan Ford coming over there. So we're going to have the same confrontation we had yesterday, not here, but over in Baltimore, as Don Stanhouse taking his time now coming on. He'll be pitching to Brian Downing with the tying run. Rod Carew down at second base, only one away here in the ninth inning, and the California Angels fighting for their lives. They're down a run. It's Orioles 3, California Angels 2. That's double by Rod Carew, the 8th base hit for the Angels. The base hits are all tied up at 8 apiece. The Orioles have committed the only 2 errors so far in this ball game. While the new pitcher is warming up, let's pause for this. So, Don Stanhouse out warming up, and Ernie, he can be good or bad. He pitched the 10th inning in the opener, and he was the recipient of that home run by John Lowenstein in the 10th inning. The bottom of the 10th, and he won the ball game 6-3. Don Stanhouse picking up that win. John Montague serving up that home run to John Lowenstein. He got the loss. And yesterday he came in and just had everybody on pins and needles. Don Stanhouse.
He did. He gave up 2 runs yesterday and 4 hits after he got them out 1, 2, 3 in that 10th inning of the first game. And he says he likes to pitch with guys on bases and not to worry about it. But Earl Weaver doesn't follow that advice.
I was going to say that, Earl Weaver. You know, he also said he knew that Weaver wasn't going to take him out of that ball game. So he obviously has a great amount of confidence in his own ability. And he better have a little bit of ability here because he'll have to face Brian Downing or Bobby Grich. With the tying run down at second base, only 1 away.
It was Downing that made the final out in the 9-8 Baltimore win yesterday. When the bases loaded, he hit the ground ball to DeCince, who got the 4th out, tagging the runner coming down from second to third. So these two meet again in the 9th inning with Carew at second base. 1 man down. Rod Carew representing the tying run. The run that could keep California in the playoff series. If he doesn't get home, it'll all be over, and Baltimore will have a 3-game sweep. 1 out, a man on second. Here's Downing. He's had a single. Bounce to second and the pop up to second base. The outfield is around the right. The big right-hander Stanhouse about ready to go to work in his relief assignment for Earl Weaver's team. He takes a lot of time. Now he's set. And he pitches, and it is a strike call. Stanhouse got the first one over. Downing steps out. Carew not getting much of a lead at second base. 9th inning, 3-2 Baltimore. Angels at bat. 1 man down. Carew leading down out second. Downing leaning in that open stance of his. Stanhouse has a strike 1 count on him. And the pitch. He swings and misses. 2 quick ones on him, Bill.
And both of them sliders. Took one, swung through one. That looked like a high slider. Stanhouse might have gotten away with a bad pitch.
Waiting on deck is Bobby Grich.
Rich Sauer making sure he holds Carew close at second base. Rod still has great anticipation running the bases. And he's always a threat to steal. Of course, that opens up the right side a little bit.
Big crowd yelling constantly now. Downing leaning and waiting. Stanhouse ahead of him. Crowd on its feet. The pitch. Swing and a foul. Out of play. Got a piece of that one. They're standing here at the Big A and cheering. Trying to keep their heroes in this playoff series. Stanhouse didn't like that ball. He wants another one. Downing 1 for 3 in this game. 2 hits and 11 chips in the entire series. Up among the batting leaders all through the American League season. Stanhouse taking his time. It's a strike 2 count. Outside with a fastball. That one not near the plate. 1-2 the count on him. Must be a temptation, Bill, to swing at almost anything in this situation.
Well, you got to be careful. You try not to get overexcited. It's a very exciting situation here for the batter, but he's got to stay calm.
Stanhouse is ready. Downing waiting. The pitch is high. He took one over the plate, but high. 2-2.
What you don't want to do, Ernie, is to be called out on strikes in this situation.
And Stanhouse is a nibbler. He likes to hit those corners. He backs off the mound, wipes the sweat off his face, takes his cap off. He is very deliberate between pitches, making Downing wait in this dramatic moment in the third game of the American League playoffs. Carew at second, 1 man down. Baltimore leads by 1 run to 3-2. Here's the set. Downing is waiting. Stanhouse holds it and steps off the mound.
I think the crowd might have gotten him a little bit there. As Stanhouse went to the belt, this crowd started making a lot of noise, and Stanhouse just backed off, lost his concentration. Crowd trying to intimidate Don Stanhouse.
This baseball excitement at its best right here. 1-run lead for Baltimore, trying to clinch the championship. And the pitch, he swings and fouls it away. The tension holds.
43,000 horse people tomorrow. Of course, if the Angels win, they'll be happy, but I'm sure they don't want to be horse and unhappy.
Won't take much either way right here. That's how close it is. Been a lively crowd, but they are super lively now. Very excited. Stanhouse making him wait. 2-2 the count on Downing. Here's the set and the pitch. It is a ball low. Full count on it. That was one of those nibble pitches that didn't nibble. Downing stepping away for a moment. Get himself together. Stanhouse on the mound. Carew at second. 3-2. Baltimore leads. California batting in the 9th inning. And the pitch on the way. He takes the walk. Ball 4. Walking. Bobby Grich batting next.
Well, from the Oriole point of view, that isn't too bad. Of course, you don't like to put that go-ahead run on base. But if you look at from the Oriole point of view, they have now the possibility of the double play with Bobby Grich batting.
Well, here's Bobby Grich, who we all know is a fine hitter. But in this series, he's had only 1 hit in 9 turns at bat. He's 0 for 3 in this game. He has flied to right, taken a call, 3rd strike, and flied to center. Now, time called, and Eddie Murray wants to come over and talk to Stanhouse. Maybe about where he's going to play on the bag.
And Rod Carew wants to talk to Bobby Knapp. Knapp probably telling Rod, don't take any chances here, Rodney. Let him swing the bat.
Well, Murray's going to play deep, and he's going to play wide of the bag. The outfield will be around to right a little bit on Bobby Grich. The big crowd on its feet. 3-2 Baltimore. 2 men on for the Angels. 1 man down. Last half of the 9th inning. 3rd game of the playoffs. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball outside. Down and away. A favorite pitch for Stanhouse against these right-hand batters. Stanhouse has worked in all 3 playoff games. So he's been on the pressure cooker every time. Listen to that crowd. Stanhouse getting ready. Rich is waiting. Swings, it's a high pop-up that'll be out of play over on the first base side. Foul ball. 1-1, the count on Gritch. Well, the Birds have run into a little turbulence here in the 9th inning. Stanhouse trying to calm things down. With 1 out, Carew doubled. I've got Martinez off the mound. The starting pitcher left. Stanhouse came in. And he walked Brian Downing on a 3-2 pitch. Now he's 1-1 against Bobby Gritch. 3-2 Baltimore. 1 out, 2 on for California. Last half the 9th inning. Gritch is waiting. He takes an inside pitch high. 2-1.
Stanhouse pitching from behind the same way he pitched yesterday. Although he had a little bigger margin to work with yesterday. You can't afford to do that too often to stay behind these batters.
So far in this inning, he's been outside on these right-handed hitters. He got inside on that one. Now Gritch with the advantage. 2-1, the count on Bobby. Stanhouse is ready. The pitch is swung on and fouled away. That one upstairs. 2-2 on Bobby Gritch. Well, they've seen a good one here tonight, no matter what happens. All 3 of these games have been thrillers. Gritch stepping away. 2-2 the count on him. Carew at second. Downing at first base. Baltimore leads 3-2. 1 out the last half of the 9th inning. 2 men on for the California Angels. Now the set and the pitch. Swing, fly ball to the field. Here comes Bobby, and he can't get it. It's a base hit. Carew takes third. He's coming home. Here's the throw. Carew scores. The game tied.
Up running and also a little bit of lucky running by Rod Carew. Carew took off for third base as that ball was ripped to center field. The center fielder Bumbury actually got to that ball early, and it looked like he played it around his knees, but somehow that ball popped out of his glove, and Rod kept running. Bumbury, instead of picking the ball up and throwing it home, picked it up and threw it into second base, and Carew scored easily. But it looked like Bumbury could have caught the ball. The ball got in the webbing, came out of the glove. Bumbury couldn't find it, and when he picked it up, he threw it to second base. And by the time Belanger got the baseball, Carew was over the plate at home, and we've got a tie ball game. And they give Al Bumbury an error. And the center fielder is out there with his head down. He made a valiant try and actually could have held onto the ball, but it bounced out and a run scored.
Arlo is the scheduled batter now. Man on second is Downing. The man on first is Gritch. That'll be the 3rd error charged to the Orioles. That's a pretty tough error, I think.
Well, he got there, and he was running hard, really digging in, and the ball hit right, looked like it hit in the pocket of the glove, and just simply bounced out.
Well, here's Harlow, who's gone 0 for 3 in this game. 0 for 4 prior to this game, so he's looking for his first hit, and what a place to get it if he gets it. Left-hand batter against Stanhouse. It's a 3-3 tie in the 9th inning. Takes the ball outside. Downing at second represents the winning run. The run that will keep California in the series. They've got the infield and double play depth for Baltimore. Harlow, who played with these Orioles, is traded here in midseason. Now time called and Skaggs wants to go out to the mound. in two great cities here. And haven't they supported their team?
Yes, they have. The East fans making the same amount of noise at the same decibels that the Baltimore Orioles fans cheered at in Baltimore.
Here's Harlow waiting now. 1 out, 2 on. The game tied. 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Swing to Salute for the left and drop in. Lowenstein coming in to field it. Rounding third is Downing. He's coming home to throw. He scores, and the Angels win it 4-3. With a rally in the 9th inning, and this crowd is going to search here at the Big A. In the 9th, the Angels get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 Baltimore error, and the final score at the Big A in California, California 4, Baltimore 3.